The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
The original Technicolor Gorgasm, known as the Deadites, has been nominated for a Worcester Music Award as Best Electronic Band. You can go over to worcestermusicawards.com and vote for us. Just scroll on down, look for Best Electronic Band. There aren't many choices there, so just pick the, much like me with dealing with my co-hosts, just don't pick the other one. Welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 347 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture. Navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters, we drink booze, we win championship belts. And, I don't know. We do other stuff.
Yeah,
sometimes.
we've been nominated for...
I voted a few times, Mars. You proud of me?
Yeah, vote early, vote often.
Yeah, you can vote. I think it's per IP. You can only vote once, I believe. Mm-hmm. So what you do is you go to every single Wi-Fi that you can, you turn it on, and you vote. Right?
Let's do it.
So there you go.
Honestly,
little tip for you.
Yeah, we make that joke, but there's some sort of weird heat there that I don't understand, as we talked about the other day. So they'll fucking kick us right off that thing. I mean, them fucking super hippies or whatever their name is will be
super hippies,
uncontested. I don't remember their name. They were very good though musically. I don't remember band names.
Dub Psychonauts.
Dub Psychonauts. See, that's a good name. I'm surprised I don't remember it.
Oh.
They love me, the Psychonauts. They should hire me.
I'm the Psychonaut, bitch.
No, that's something different.
That's not that.
It was so the
I'm the
reference.
Juggernaut, bitch.
The reference was incredible, but it just came so strangely that I thought you were having an attack.
The show's early. It might happen.
It's I don't have enough coffee.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the Juggernaut, bitch!
The Dub Juggernauts.
Yeah, it's the Juggernaut, bitch!
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, I think that thing's hilarious, but I still don't think I think the same people anything's as funny as those fucking G.I. Joe PSAs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
Those are
the
classic.
especially the torpedo. Torpedo.
Yeah.
Close your leg like a scissor.
Barbecue sandwich. Speaking of funny, Flight of the Conchords came out with a record today.
Nice.
Or
Was
this
it based
weekend.
on their most recent live
Yeah, it
HBO?
looks like they're with a symphony orchestra or something.
Yeah. I only saw half of it, but what I saw was fucking
They're
hilarious.
the fucking best.
Yeah. Yep.
They're funny dudes. You okay there?
I'm good, man.
You look like the thinker. Like somebody took the thinker's head and put it on.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You don't look good.
No.
I never look good.
No, you're a handsome man, but there's there's a little tension going on.
No, I'm
You want
good.
background?
This dude hasn't fucking had sex in 10 years. What do you think?
Don't laugh.
My hair's starting to turn gray.
I'm going on like a few weeks. It's not a good time.
Well, I'm telling you.
Time to be the Maz man.
Well, it's a bitch, because I feel really horny today.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I can see it.
I've been
smell
feeling it all day. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I
I've
can
been
see
Do you want to
feeling
go in the
horny all day.
closet and
I mean, pretty much everything has turned me on today.
Give him a fango. He can go in the back.
Here.
No.
It was very windy out earlier.
A stiff breeze outside.
Ooh.
Holding on. I was at work today. I was holding on to a pair of cantaloupes.
Jesus.
All you
Even
have to do.
even cereal was turning me on.
Really?
I thought you were gonna
Honey
say
Smacks. Even Honey Smacks was turning me on. You know why?
No, don't say it.
You know why?
I know why.
Because they all look like little camel toes.
You know, all you have to do
Sugar
is
vaginas.
They all look
By
like little
Kellogg's.
camel toes. Look at Honey Smacks. They all look like little camel toes, and you just want to eat them up.
Oh my
You know,
God.
all you have
and you know you'd think they would taste
Yeah.
one way, but they don't. But hey, thank God for artificial sweeteners, huh?
all you have to do is listen. All you have to do is walk up to your
Jesus.
girlfriend and say, "Hey, I know you don't want to sleep with me, but can we just have like a sympathy one?"
A symphony?
You don't think that would work?
A symphony
What,
one?
do I want John Williams there?
Whatever. A sympathy one. Right? You don't think I love how you were playing violin and making trumpet sounds. You were a truly fucking cultured man. And it wasn't going the right speed. Like
What
he
the
was doing it like he was trying to keep up with someone else making the Foley effect and couldn't. But he was making the Foley effect. Yeah, just go up and say that. You don't think it will work?
No.
Well, it worked for me 3 weeks ago. No, I didn't say
Well, I can understand
that.
that.
I mean, she said it to me. But
No, I can understand you being sympathetic. Or her being sympathetic towards you, or anybody being sympathetic towards you.
she's probably like, don't talk.
Yeah,
to
I
her.
don't
tell
sell off the sympathy card too well.
No.
So Evil Corny's in the chat room says, just keep your clothes on and lay off the passion fruit, MZ. And Monster Churro is hanging out. He says,
Wow.
what's up, Trick or Treat Radio brethren and sistren?
That fucking guy.
Something like that, anyways. So on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about a film called Piercing.
Let's just get right to it.
No.
I got a lot to fucking say, Johnny.
No. I got a lot to say, too.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about Piercing. And then later on in the show, we're going to be talking about some of our favorite Giallo flicks. So if you guys want to contribute, you haven't done so already, and you're listening live, feel free to send a voice message or an email to podcast@trickortreatradio.com and let us know some of yours. It's a very stylized, very like specific subgenre, but there's only about 30 or 40 actual Giallo films.
No, there's more than that.
Well, I mean, at least in this, it's all right. You're right. There's definitely more than that, but it's such a small subgenre that had such a big impact. You know,
Fucking what's his name made 30 or 40 of them.
Argento,
No, but he
Fulci.
did. Yeah.
Fulci, yeah.
My favorite Giallo flick is when you turn the plate counterclockwise and hit it right in this corner, like this, and it jiggles.
Oh, yeah, Jello. They're different.
No, it's not. They both have as many mental calories.
That's been like an age-old debate, Giallo or Jello. We've had on the show before.
I prefer Jello.
I know you do.
Giallo Biafra.
There's always room for Giallo.
All the classics. I really can we just pause so I can go get another couple coffees?
No, we're live.
We're going to get a couple of coffees right now.
Yeah, when are you gonna get that?
At Dunkin' Donuts.
It's like 10 minutes away.
Not in Monster Zero's car.
No. Yeah, there you go.
It'd be even longer because I ain't driving.
Roadhead.
No, I'll drive, that's why.
Yeah, yeah. Let him drive. Go ahead.
Sure.
Give me keys.
I can drive. I'm just not supposed to. That's different.
Give me the keys.
So that's what we're doing tonight, and I don't know. We'll talk about some other stuff as we always do. I guess we can jump right into some intros. Want to do that? I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio, the Deadites, one of the co-hosts of the Outside Corner Fantasy Baseball Podcast, one of the co-hosts of the Five Horsemen Wrestling Podcast. Yes, Mars. You were like holding your hand
He's
up, and then
got over by fucking doing a bunch of dumb pantomimes. I'm just trying to.
yeah, but you normally hold your hand up when you want to say something.
Well, I was thinking about, but you're a good man. I know you're gonna get my intro right this time. So
Get it right?
yeah, you've been blowing it the last couple weeks.
I don't. Do you do your intro?
No, you can do it, but I know you'll do it. You're a good man.
All right, and one of my co-hosts on the Five Horsemen Wrestling Podcast is the immortal gunslinger, singer and lyricist for the Deadites, the Goth Chic.
Boss number one, in sync, rapu.
Really? In Sync? That's the band you're going to choose?
Look at this. This is nice with the pearls and the diamonds on my scarf. I am the goth chic. You stupid jabronis. I will humble the Hot Topic.
Do you shop at the Hot Topic?
They close all the Hot Topics.
Gothic Chic. Do you?
Yeah, no, they closed them all. You only get to go to the Spencer Gifts. Spencer Gifts, the bullshit. I will fuck its ass and humble it.
Jesus.
Where you could buy.
I didn't know the Goth Chic was into that.
Yeah.
I'm very into
Spencer Gifts, where you could get yourself a tall mug of beer hat.
Yeah, and
Fu-
a dildo.
Fundies. Remember Fundies?
Nope.
Yeah, fundies, sure.
it. What the fuck are fundies?
You know Fundies, man.
Nope. Fundies sounds like what, like some sort of thing for dirty underwear for some reason, like Scundos.
No, I could be wrong, Monsters, but they're underwear that two people can wear together.
Yeah.
Fundies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said that.
Have you ever-
like, that's fucking common knowledge. But the
Have you
only two
ever worn
assholes-
them?
Let's go to commercial.
No, no.
He
no.
has.
You've worn
No,
Fundies.
I've not. No, but when I was a kid in the 80s, you could see, you go in the shop and they would have Fundies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I never wore them, but.
If you two wore fundies together, you would look like a fucking centaur with a peg leg.
that place had the most useless shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun if you're just going in there to look, but if you're nobody actually buys that shit, do they?
Yeah, no, I mean, someone
They're
must have
fucking
it.
open. And Hot Topics are closing to the left, and Hot Topics are closing to the right. You know how hard it was for me to get a mesh shirt for a fat kid?
Yeah, see? You got to sell Fundies, dude.
I need a mesh. Now I have to get a mesh shirt that two normal people can fit in. Johnny, I'm on a diet.
Oh yeah.
I'm eating about
What's-
75% veggies.
What's the diet?
Just 75% veggies.
That's the name of the diet.
75%.
What's the other
veggie diet.
25%?
Just like no carb, very very low carb.
Why don't you get like a balanced meal?
No. I do have like when I have the chicken, I bought a bunch.
The
of,
chicken.
I bought a bunch like 20,000 pounds of chicken breast, and I've been
20,000 pounds.
Yeah, it's
Where do you
fucking
keep 20,000 pounds
I
of
actually
chicken
have
breast?
3 fucking freezers.
You have
in
a
the house.
slaughterhouse in the
Yeah, I
backyard?
don't know why. I don't know
Jesus.
what was going on before I moved there, but there's a lot of fucking freezers. But I don't know what's gonna go on after I'm there, but it's pretty soon. Good thing Raymond Shadow's gonna need a secondary income.
Sure.
Yes, but so I've been making chicken breast. I have a bunch of vegetables. I've been eating pretty good, but I've been eating most of the time. I've been having every day except for today. I got chicken with it because I was feeling kind of I'm sure any diabetic can or just old person can synthesize. I can't fucking say it today. So weird. Can relate to the fact that when you alter your diet greatly, like your blood sugar goes all crazy. So today I was feeling a little low, so I did get chicken on it, but I've been getting Cobb salad without the chicken most of the week because I realized I've been paying a lot of fucking money for not very good food when there's a TGI Fridays right next to me where I can get a $7 salad and it's delicious. So I've been eating that a lot, and like I feel good. I feel real, real good. Drinking water. I gotta. You know, we don't need to talk too much inside baseball, but I gotta get back in my old fighting shape if I don't want to end up being on the bench next to MZ for too long. So, because honestly, I'm almost at the point where we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll just fuck MZ.
Yeah.
Wow,
that
all
don't
right.
sound like fun to me.
Well, yeah.
And then watch
You
wrestling.
already killed 20,000 birds. Why not? What's 2 more apparently?
You got nice. Well, no, I might be just one big bird. Could have you seen Where's That Bird? Might be a pterodactyl. My favorite Worcester, showing how terrible and dumb Necronomicon is sometimes. The old Worcester magazine, that old regime didn't get us at all. And they interviewed Tiny, right? And they asked him something. I can't remember what it was. But he said pterodactyl, right? But he spelled it out. And they went and they spelled it, pterodactyl.
Right.
The way that's spelled.
Pterodactyl.
They totally didn't get the joke. They never get the joke. 25 years they haven't got the joke. In 25 years, we will be celebrating the weekend of April 12th. You know how fucking hard it is to not say October. April 12th and 13th, at the beautiful Parkview Room and the Bow Mansion. And it's going to be a good time. This will not be the only live Deadite show of the year, but I am almost positive something crazy will have to happen to make one be happening Rock and Shock weekend. because I think that's just too early. That's too early to have Halloween parties, I think. And the draw has been showing that. But I think that we are going to kill it. We're going to go up on stage April 12th and do a live Trick or Treat Radio at the beautiful Park River Room, Park Ave, Worcester, Massachusetts, right around the corner from the amazing comic shop. That's Entertainment. Right across the street from the legendary scene of the great, now infamous 2015 Aries got mugged by a raccoon incident. And we're going to do live Trick or Treat Radio. And following that is going to be a screening of the award-winning, legendary Survival of the Film Freaks. And if you are a big dummy and you can't make it to this event for some reason, I see absolutely positively no reason to not go to their Indiegogo and buy yourself a physical copy of Survival of the Film Freaks and help make that happen, because I am so proud to be part of that movie. It means a lot to me to be not just in a film, but in a film with Johnny and Carando and so many people that are important to me. Andrea, who I went and had lunch with her, and Pal, this weekend. It was awesome. He's a real generous guy. I love him. And, it was it's going to be a good time live. But let's face it, some of you, Carando right now is in Tokyo. There's a lot of people who can't.
Tokyo, Texas?
Yeah, no. I wish. There's a lot of people who can't, of course, but then it doesn't matter where it is. I'm here with you guys. But there are a lot of dudes who are in that movie that can't be with us live. But what they can do is buy a physical copy of this thing. I'm so proud of it. I'm so honored to be in it. And so if you can't be with us live on the 12th, Raven Shadow's looking for the date in his head, I can tell, because he hasn't told fucking anybody about it. On that day, he'll be like, "Mom, you want to come watch the podcast?"
Pop, you can come and you won't get porn on your phone.
Yeah.
I ain't fucking going then. No, I've been telling people. I've been sending messages, personal messages.
So, yeah, the main bad part with you about booking Trick or Treat Radio the same weekend is that then you do even less to do your job to promote the Deadites.
Well, I get anxiety. I feel I'm gonna spell things wrong.
You can just
I invited
copy
you
and
over to
paste.
show you to cut and paste.
Yeah,
Copy and paste, buddy.
we had some things.
You know
Do
how
you
to
know how to
copy
do
and
that?
paste,
Yeah,
right?
you know how to do that?
Well, yeah, no, I mean,
You get
well,
you get a glue stick. And
Well, yeah, no.
yeah.
I love that answer. Well, yeah, no. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no.
Yeah, look at
So
your
is it
homework.
yeah or is it no?
That's the thing. You know what I mean?
Why is it that every time we ask you to do a thing that my 9-year-old nephew can do, it's like you're on a Senate congressional hearing? It's like, no, maybe.
yeah.
I
He
can't
just
recall.
he just fucking filibuster and then
Yeah.
ask
Yeah.
questions.
Right. And they get it. Yeah.
And then you make us forget all about what
Listen,
the original question was.
You're like Billy Madison at the spelling bee. Are you going to the mall today? But yeah, no. So if you cannot be there live, there is no reason to not support Survival of the Film Freaks.
Yes.
It's a good time. And if you are a podcast, reach out to those guys and have them on so you can talk about it.
yeah. No.
But buy it. Don't be a fucking deadbeat and ask for a fucking screener or whatever. That's wacky. I'm not buying it because I'm fucking in it. They had to give me 2. It's in my contract. I get 2. And then if they make any money, I get 15%.
That's fair.
Yeah. And then I give half of that to Johnny. But half of that by Raven Shadow Mass. So it's probably like only $2-3.
Yeah, probably.
So, but that's not all that's happening that weekend. That same weekend at the historic Bull Mansion, we literally are going to be playing a room in a giant fucking mansion.
The one thing I want to ask, and I don't dispute it, but like I'd never heard of the Bull Mansion until like 3 or 4 years ago.
You don't know all the things that happen at the Bull Mansion?
No.
I can tell you.
I never heard of
But
the
it-
Bull Mansion until we went to Shawnee Film Festival,
Yeah,
and now
but-
I can't stop hearing about it.
But they didn't rent out space until a few years ago, right?
Right. Well, no, because there was murders and ghosts
Yep.
and all
Okay.
sorts of other
Okay,
things
I'm into
there.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking ghosts. Probably going to be play ghosts with ghosts. It's going to be terrifying. If you miss it, you're going to fucking blow it.
The ghost.
Hmm?
Blow a ghost.
I'm sorry. Can you translate?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
What are you talking about?
It's a very historic building. It's from the Grand Army of the Republic. It was it's actually a time capsule in there. And then if you look where the date is, like 1912.
12, yeah.
But yeah, it's was like a kind of Minutemen type barrack.
That's MZ's nickname,
That's true.
the Minuteman.
I would even know.
You give me way too much credit.
We have a couple more people hanging out in the chat room. Looks like your daughter's hanging out, Mars. She says, proud of you, Dad, talking about your diet. Evil Corny says, add toy hobo to Mars's introduction, Wolfie.
Yeah, no, I'm not the toy hobo, but I think that's a legend that I perpetrate. That the toy hobo is a real live Alabama urban legend.
Corny says, balanced meal. I don't think Mars would let one side off the table.
I think he's making fun of me.
And Corny says, I made my purchase of Survival of the Film Freaks. I wonder if Bill would send it to Raven Shadow's house to mature before it makes it to Bama.
Bill's still pissed at Raven Shadow.
He is. He really is.
That's fucking.
He was on Patsy's podcast last night to talk about Survival of the Film Freaks, and he even called you out on that.
What the fuck, man?
Wow. There's
Can't
some
wait to
bad
hear.
blood
For
going
real?
on.
Yeah, well,
He's not going to let you watch the movie that
No.
night. He's
Well,
probably going to kick you out of the building.
Well, I hear it's very good, and we'll see what happens. But no, that's unfair. Bill is
That's unfair.
I love Bill.
that's
very much.
unfair.
It is
He
unfair.
screened it 7 times in this area, and you
Yeah.
went 0 times.
It wasn't 7 times.
It wasn't
might
seven.
not
It
be
was,
seven
it was
times,
like
but
3
it
or
sure
4.
is-
It was
3
3
or
or 4.
Yeah.
One at his
But
house, and
sure not far off.
Sean,
it sucked.
Sean O'Shea, the Boston one, and then there's
Yeah.
probably another one in there.
and it just sucked. And there was a series of events that, unfortunately, I
And we've
couldn't
heard
get.
it. We've heard it all.
At Coolidge Corner.
Well, it's almost like when I gave some old friends a comic book to read that I wrote many years ago, and no one read that 22 pages.
I fucking read it.
You didn't read
I
it.
did read it at the time. You thought I didn't. No, here's what the hill Raven Shadow is dying on.
I'm not
right?
dying on a hill.
I read it,
You haven't-
but I didn't fucking print it up and sit in a chair and like kick back and read it. I just read it on my computer like a grown ass man.
How'd you get it on your computer?
Because Joe sent it to me.
I gave you a physical copy.
Or maybe I did read it in real life, though. I remember talking about it, and we had a discussion about one particular scene. And I remember it was amazing because you said, I think you said pathos to me in the same way that the little kids at the store say things to me that I'm positive that they don't know what they mean, but someone said it to you. There's a scene at a bar. And,
All right, well, maybe.
yeah. I mean, there are a few things, there are a few people that I will go to the fucking mat about what I remember and not remember. One of them's you, and the other one was a hockey mask. So, speaking of that asshole, I talked to him for 2.5 hours the other day. Talked about fucking Rampant. We talked about fucking all kinds of other movies. And then I said, I'm coming over the next day. He goes, that sounds great, right? So I call and get my sister and ask if she needs me to bring anything when I'm coming over. She goes, today's not such a good day. Tiny's still recovering from his surgery. I go, when did he have a surgery? Literally the day before I fucking talked to him, he didn't mention it one time that he had his fucking face peeled open and his nose torn apart.
What the fuck?
Why?
Because he's been having bad headaches for his whole life. And they think it might be because he has a deviated septum, but I think it's because he's fucking nuts. And that hockey mask is heavy.
It's probably that new mask that he got that fucked him up.
Yeah, the dreads.
Yeah. Because that does it. I don't like to wear that thing because it's heavy in the front, push your face down this way, and it's heavy in the back because of the dreads. So yeah, no, I thought I read it on like a machine, but I definitely read it. If somebody gives me something, I read it. It's not. Here's what I will say. Like I got a film from a friend of ours, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And because it's short, I will watch it before the last movie that Skip sent me to watch. But I do read everything. I mean, unless somebody says, hey, like if Johnny, and this happens sometime, like Johnny and friends like that are like, hey, I'm turning this in for something. Like, can you give me some notes? I need it on. You know what I mean? Then, but like, I don't know. I do read everything. I did not read Monster Zero's article because I never could get a copy. But well, that's not true. I did not read Monster Zero's article in the magazine. I read it in real life.
Speaking of Monster Zero's article,
Oh yeah, I forgot what we were doing.
we also have the vulgar guru of horror, star of Blood Pigs, Fetus, the upcoming Morbid Tales, and Septic, one-time contributor for Horror Hound magazine, Monster Zero.
Hey. And, hey, today's the first day of spring, so
You're making me horny.
Winter is so winter is officially over, but let's see what the weather has to say about that. I think there's a little bit of snow coming, but
No, sir.
yeah,
Hold on.
but we're officially out of winter anyway, so nothing but nice hot weather to fill up this room
Great.
later on in the year. Can't wait.
Oh boy.
A lot
So
of
we
beef
could
in
all-
this room, pal.
So we can make a big trick-or-treat radio stew out of this room.
All right. And finally, we actually, just to call out for people not watching live stream, Aries is not with us this week. He is on assignment, and he couldn't make it. So no Aries. So we apologize to all the God of War fans out there, but he's not here. Probably be back next week. But who we do have, who has more of an intro than anyone else on the show, more than all of us combined. The chain smoking, hand kissing, baby shaking, lorazepam loving, former comic book reading nerd, the official smoke chamber for Castle Wolfenstein, the Pippa Promotions, the Italian rapscallion, the professional bullshitter, the cool principal, the proprietor and secretary of the sexy speakeasy, Mr. Runtime, the Duke of Degeneracy, and the Parisian Brewhaw himself, Michael Ravenshadow.
Oh man, I feel my hair getting longer during that. Was nice.
Everyone's hair is getting longer than that. Every time you get your full intro, it reminds me of a story Roddy Piper told me about Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
One of the first people to use music. He'd walk to the ring. He'd flex. He'd look good. He'd yell at old ladies in the crowd. It'd get tons of heat.
Yep.
Then he would step through the ropes. But by the time the bell rang, you'd already seen all his best stuff.
He's awesome. He was in Predator.
Mm-hmm.
He was in
That's pretty fucking good. And
He was
the
a running man. Yeah.
Running Man, yep.
I was watching Predator the other night. It was excellent.
Wow, that's going around.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of doing that, right? I'm somewhat
Everyone?
Yeah.
Everybody's watching a 1983 film now.
Come on, baby. Not 83.
Oh, shit, I forgot I was in the middle of a 10-day movie challenge, and I just stopped doing it. I think Predator was my last one.
Yeah. Just watch Predator 10 times.
I could. That would be funny if I did Predator 10 times, just 10 days, just Predator. If Wiley paid me any mind. Speaking of Wiley, I have to thank her. She agreed to edit my 8-page story.
For what?
For the VHS Nightmares compilation.
Well, yes, I want to know that, but I mean, like, what do you have to give her?
Nothing. She just loves me. But the her second favorite Hossman, actually. But the what she didn't know is I was giving her a 25-page story. That's very long and unruly and not very good. So
Did you just change the font, make it really small?
No, I did. This monster was very, 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 very scary. No, like half of somebody's people were like, we're doing a story. My wife has a story. Like, I'm adding them to group. My cousin has a story. So out of the
Grampy's got a story.
Out of the 13 people who said that they had a story, 6 of them turned them in, and then without anything out of the blue, Reverend Scott turned in a story. I didn't even know
Nice.
that's what he did.
That's awesome.
And then we kind of extended the deadline to another day, and only one, not counting Patsy, who told me that he was running behind. So only one other person after the deadline thing turned in their thing.
Yeah.
So we ended up with 7 stories and a wraparound that me and Miss Meow Meows wrote.
Did you say a rat and a wraparound?
Yeah, a wraparound. Wrapping around. Milton Berle's cock is gigantic. I know she doesn't listen, because mostly she doesn't. And but I'm really grateful. So maybe El Goro, if he's listening still, probably not, can tell her how grateful I am.
Why don't you just tell her?
Because I do tell her all the time, but she doesn't believe me.
So saying it in public means
Yes.
that she will believe you?
Because at least these people will believe I'm grateful. Speaking of El Goro, a subject that we haven't broached the last couple of days, he will be at both nights
Oh, shit.
of the Deadites' 25th anniversary extravaganza.
That's exciting.
I'm nervous. I'll be honest.
Why?
The events are even slower than normal. So
What do you mean?
like the Facebook events. So
Well, I can't
One-
wait for him to be here.
One picked up last night because I invited a bunch of people. Because
well,
I
here's
realized
what's funny
I had.
about it. I don't know if I told you this. I just said it in the group. I can show you. Facebook won't let me invite anyone else.
I was wondering because there was a lot of people that
Yeah. So
I was surprised.
right. Okay. So I'll show you.
So we just invite people, and
Please just stop talking.
Yeah,
Like there's only so much covering Johnny and I can do for you. And one of these days you're gonna like really be exposed, and there's not much we can. Yep. He shouldn't be out on his own. Go get him.
he's here. Look at him by the lamp.
So EL Music, our amazing sponsor, presents El Patron Mexican Restaurant. So I go, right, Johnny? And I want to
break free.
share, right?
Yep.
So I go to Andrew Alon, right?
Yep.
And I click on it, and it tells me to click on it. And it tells me it tries to invite it, right?
Yeah.
See what it does.
Yeah. Try again. Okay.
Yeah, it says go fuck yourself. So I can't invite anyone.
Let's invite AR Fox.
Yeah, you can't.
Let's
Yeah.
invite Aaron White. I think I invited him. That's probably why, because I might have invited them.
No, you not. But this was before.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, this was like at one point it said you can't invite any more people, and I thought it was just for today.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do.
I don't know.
I need help, but there aren't even that many people invited. So I need help. I need everyone's help.
Ask Raven Shadow.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I got some plans. over the next
I already
couple
You
invi-
got some plans.
Yeah.
I already invited everybody that he can invite. I invited him.
Yeah. Hey. No, I got some.
Are you gonna
plans.
mention both shows, or are you just gonna?
No, I'm gonna do both.
Today, my thing this morning was a very nice thing about Trick or Treat Radio with a nice picture and everything.
I didn't see that.
Because you know why you don't follow Dynamo Mouse? Because you're a fucking asshole.
Well, that's not A. That's not why I'm an asshole.
True.
Yeah, there are many other
many other
reasons why
reasons,
he's
yeah.
an asshole.
You know, but you want to have 12. So I'm
Don't
pretty
support
sure.
your friends.
No, listen.
Mhm.
I have a lot of emotional support and emotional problems.
Uh,
But no, I'm very good. At,
What the fuck is going on?
see, what happens when Aries isn't here.
It's literally like
No, this is very.
my head hurts.
I made the best mix CD that I've ever made in my whole entire life.
For which girl?
No go.
Ooh. What store she work at?
How old is she?
Who's next, Johnny?
She take your patients?
You're trying my patience.
We introduced everyone, but there's something I did want to talk about. Let me find it here.
Oh.
Did you introduce you?
Yes, I do that first.
Oh.
We so our good buddy Karando,
Ugh.
the previously aforementioned Karando Mitsutake, was recently featured in a magazine called Creators Unite.
Nice.
And it's a magazine from out of London, UK, and it is a quarterly digital magazine dedicated to creators and artists. Creators Unite is a creative art horror publication bringing you the best of underground culture. So it and they have some keywords here: movies, music, horror, design, contemporary art, dance, fashion, literature, technology. And it also says, as a warning, magazine may contain nudity, depiction
There you
of
go.
sex and or violence. Reader
Nice.
discretion is advised.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So you can get, if you guys want to get the magazine, like the piece about Karando is so intensive. Like I haven't even had a chance to really even
Really?
Very lengthy.
get through it. Very lengthy. And you can go to issue.com, which is issuu.com/creators unite. And once there, you can actually look at the magazine for free, but there's also the explicit version, which has like an additional, like, I don't know, like I forget how many pages, but it's a lot more pages. And I think it has a never before seen gallery of photos that Karando had provided from Gunwoman and some other things.
That's awesome.
So, and it's only $5 US. So if you guys are fans of Corando, if you want to just support independent art, because this is an independent venture, from Creators Unite, it's really cool. It's actually like I'll show you guys here. I'll try to see if I can get this to you guys, but looking at it, let me see if I can. Oh, because I'm not logged in. Let me log in real quick. And once I get in, you guys can take a look. It's actually got interviews as well. So it has like embedded video links. So while it's a digital magazine, it takes advantage of all the digital aspects. So it embeds videos and pictures and all kinds of stuff. So it's really fucking cool. So
that means Michael Raven Shadow that there are videos inside the image. I didn't want you to get the wrong thing. Raven Shadow thought that it was Corando porn.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that either.
Corando in bed.
Oh, that's
Pose like Burt Reynolds in Cosmopolitan.
nothing wrong with that.
I'd
I was doing that this morning.
hang that on my wall.
Yeah.
Come on, Corando, make it happen.
oh man, it's not letting me log in.
He's a
right now.
handsome son of a bitch,
Yeah,
that's
he
for
is.
sure. I would,
Come on.
good thing this is Corando because I'm pissed because I was flat out in the middle of something. Everybody made fun of me and interrupted me.
What?
I was going to tell about a thing I made for
Well-
somebody here.
Well, let me.
And I have a present for you, and I forgot it for 3 weeks, so I'm just keeping it.
All right, fine. And
You're don't Raven Shadow that gift.
What? Listen.
so also you can go to their website, creatorsuniteMagazine.com, and there you can probably find in more information. It's got the links to read about it on issue. You can also advertise with them, and if you want a full page spread, a 2-page spread, whatever you want, you can advertise with Creators Unite. Seems like a really cool thing, and I did get I spoke with the person who runs it. Her name's Emily, or she's one of the people that runs it at least, anyways. And so she was just saying that she thinks Corando's a master, and she really wants people to discover his work. So we're all on the same page, Emily, because we're huge fans of Corando's, and we certainly haven't stopped singing his praises. And
No.
I know he's in Tokyo right now. I'm guessing, I'm hoping that maybe it's to try to get another flick.
Maybe for
I
a New
hope.
Japan Cup.
I hope.
So hopefully we'll send some well wishes to Corando's way, just in case that is what he's there for. But yeah, like it would be awesome to see him make his 5th feature.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So
Filmed by Corando Mitsutaka.
So if you guys want, I'll try to pull this up so I can show you some more of it. If you want to tell the thing you want to tell more.
So, before I was fucking treated like I was 1997 fucking in a relationship for 16 years and everybody's acting like I'm Silica in 1994. But the reality is that while I had the fucking system, the sound system set up, if you will, I did make a mix CD for an awesome lady, but I also made a mix compilation for someone here. And that someone is Michael Raven Shadow.
Oh.
But the only reason I didn't bring it
No.
is that as I made the awesome compilation, like I made both compilations kind of side by side because I knew what I was doing for
Yep.
you specifically. Like I did a specific thing for you. It's a one artist compilation, right? And when I made the MP3 CD for the awesome lady, and then made an MP3 CD for Michael Raven Shadow, I realized that he may still be rocking cassettes. So I had to make sure what is the best delivery method
Yes.
for Michael Raven Shadow to get music. I'm not going to say why I made it for you. It involves guilt on my part. It's,
Gelt? You're
yeah,
talking about like
yeah, it's not a going away present as I fantasized. But I will bring it next week.
I'm excited. You
Yeah.
make great mixtapes.
Thank you. I know I do.
And CDs.
I'm a fucking master.
I think Corny
Still
paid you
fucking-
$50 so you could forget it for about
9
2.5 months.
No, listen,
Yeah.
Corny likes me very much.
Yeah, but I can't
He
believe
tolerates
you
you at best.
You
right
guys
now.
all just fucking sold me out there like I was like 1997
What?
and not like fucking 16 years in a loving relationship. It's going down in flames like the Hindenburg. But like,
Just peeling back the curtain.
wow, I don't know. I feel it's fucking. It's probably pretty out there now. But like, the reality is that like I'm a good boy now. I'm not like the me that you remember from way back in the
From
day.
last week.
No.
From a week
Yeah, you were full of piss and vinegar
After the
last
break?
week, dude.
Well, no, I'm still mad about that. That's not why I'm guilty.
over episode 340, whatever the fuck. Or,
Yeah.
Boy.
I fucking definitely when I got home, I definitely put my balls on Johnny Wolfenstein's present for real though.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, but like no, I'm a good
Keep
man.
it.
Was the president a bagel?
No, I'm a good man. Like now, I am. Not like this fucking jabron or
What?
like I'm in between. I'm not like fucking like a sex maniac like this guy.
Hey.
But I'm also not a fucking the last American virgin either. I'm a good person,
See? That's exciting.
but I'm mad at you guys again now.
Well, I was able to pull up the magazine, so if you guys want to take a look.
Yeah, you gonna send it to us?
Am I going to say you can't? You're not going to figure out how to fucking read this.
Oh my fuck.
Well, if you send it to me with instructions.
I'm
Oh
not
my
sending you
God.
instructions.
Why? Just send it to me then.
No.
To my email,
Look at that.
not my phone. I like that.
Vampirella.
Yeah, psychedelic. That's nice.
That's nice.
That's nice.
See the little embedded videos in here?
Mm.
Oh wow.
Pretty cool, huh?
The files are in the computer.
I like this.
The files are in the computer. Where else would the files be?
I don't fucking know. Files are weird. I like this. Yeah, this is fucking worth it. I'll tell you that much. We're looking at Starfucker.
Yeah.
Is that a film?
Yes.
Okay.
Treat.
Yeah.
Treat.
Q Buster.
Let me get to his
It's
Corona
Karanga.
right
He
here.
is so
Yeah,
fucking
look
handsome.
at
Is that his dog?
He is.
I'm not wearing my progressive. Is he holding? What's he holding?
He looks better in black and white.
You're a fucking asshole.
He's one of those guys
He
who
looks
looks
better in black and white.
In photography, he looks good. He looks
In
really good in black
photography.
and white.
Oh, that's cool. You click on the picture of him and it brings you to
His
his
IMDb.
IMDb.
Yeah.
You guys, can I
What?
ask you a question?
He's kick ass, man.
Yeah.
Why are you two so fucking horny all the time? Why? Like I'm horny. Like I have a whole fucking disc songography about fucking,
Yeah.
right? But I'm not anywhere near. Like sometimes I'm not thinking about fucking.
Oh, here's
Oh,
embedded is the Carando's his director reel that with Teal.
Teal.
That's awesome.
oh.
Oh, that's fucking rad, dude.
So that's included.
Oh, son of a bitch.
There's let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of. There's the trailer for Gunwoman is just embedded. There's a Samurai Avenger trailer embedded right in there. So lots of cool stuff in this
Damn.
magazine. So if you guys want to support, a local or not local, but an independent magazine, Creators Unite, definitely check it out. And if you guys, especially if you're fans of Corando and want to see more of his work, a really intimate glimpse. This is like, man, we're already on like 20 pages
Wow.
of magazine that we flipped through already.
Got some Karate Kill stuff in there.
Yep.
Well, he's so fucking fascinating. Like when you really get down and like kind of talk about stuff with him, that like I could see that there being just a 25-page interview. So
Yeah. And they get even. This is even cool here. It's Tech Secrets, Gunwoman Gun Critic. I guess it's about sort of the gunplay in it and how accurate it is,
Nice.
which is a really, I think, kind of an interesting, cool thing.
It's almost. It reminds me a lot of. Seems like if the projection booth did a fucking Corando
Yeah.
like centric thing. Like there's just so much there and so many different people and
Oh, look at that.
Look at how in depth it is.
That is
Christ.
crazy.
that's more than these two have read in 10 years.
Talking all about the handguns that were used.
The
and-
cleaner.
yeah. So we're on like 50 pages of
Damn, dude, I'm fucking sold. What's the name of this again?
Creators Unite.
Creators Unite.
Yeah.
What do you have that you can look at things on?
He's got a tablet. You
I
got a laptop
I got
too,
a
right?
tablet and a laptop.
Won't the loud modem like keep you up for the 26 days that this thing's trying to load?
I'm a bit more advanced than that.
Yeah, but I figure without the porn that you watch, you probably
As-
fucking
well,
real
yeah.
bogged
There's
down.
Asami.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets.
Yeah, this is super
Jesus
in depth.
Christ. Is he the whole issue?
Pretty much.
That's a fucking magazine.
You know what? I still have to see Monsters Don't Get to Cry. I haven't seen it yet.
I have it if you want to come over watch it.
I know you do.
I'll come over for that.
No, You could if you were invited.
Oh, this is the restricted photo exhibition
Yeah, I don't want to look at that with these fucking assholes.
with this horny
Well, then
fucks.
turn
Yeah,
around.
like you've never fucking answered me. Like, why are you two so? Well, you I kind of understand. Like, if I never got to eat gummy bears, like I would want gummy bears a lot. So I get it.
This is actually kind
you
of
know,
awesome.
your
Just-
talking is really ruining this moment right now for me.
But you have had sex.
Yeah, I know.
Before.
I'm off the rails, man. It's just nice.
Off
No,
the
I feel like I'm
rails.
out of the phantom zone, like kind of like your balls.
like his
last
balls
week.
are last week.
Yeah, no, I'm insatiable, man. I'm
Insatiable Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, I'm still young. Check the fucking ceiling. I'm just fucking ready. I'm not going back. I'm not going back, baby.
None of those things like
Make any
fucking answer the
sense?
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it
I'm
makes
young.
sense to
I'm
me.
not
I'm young,
going-
not going back.
Nothing
s-
doesn't make any
You
sense.
sound like a 60-year-old boxer when he just won a fight that he wasn't supposed to win and they were giving him an interview. He's like, yeah, like, how'd you go about this fight? Yeah, every day's like another day, and I put one fist in front of the other foot, and I went down to the thing, and the grocery store had cabbage. It's like those are all fucking words, but none of them explains like.
No, it's just enjoy it. Enjoy the moments.
There's a lot of Asami in this.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I love Asami.
it's not a flaw.
No,
Oh, there's Hayate.
Yeah, Hayate's
Yes,
awesome.
yeah.
that's my
Hayate.
dude. He's very handsome.
I gotta know what he is.
From
This is-
Karate
this is
Kid.
ins-
Jesus Christ.
This is insane. This is like I think it's almost the whole thing.
It's
Yeah.
like fucking Lord of the
Picture book.
Rings.
I know.
Lord of the Rings the
It's
extended.
got 3
Yeah.
endings.
I want to watch Karate Kill again.
The one.
Oh yeah, that's fucking nice.
It's a breast, Raven Shadow.
Yeah, well, keep me abreast of Corando's new developments. No, this is very exciting. The cast
It's
is good.
Katie Lee Burchell.
Yeah, no, and Asami is fearless in her roles.
This is honestly like.
No,
I'm trying to promote the magazine.
That's how you fucking promote the magazine. Is there's lots of good things
To
in there.
14-year-olds.
Well,
Yeah.
It's not like they're gonna fucking find it in a
You-
cardboard box out behind their house.
no, it's very exciting. He's a
Yeah,
very talented
I'm
director.
fucking sold on this, man.
My God.
This is
well,
awesome.
what are you gonna do for fucking the next? Like, if you get to say you rented it for like 1 minute, what are you gonna do for the next 59 seconds?
Rent it again.
Jesus.
I just don't get it. Like, it's like you're prohibitively horny.
Prohibitively.
Yeah, like it fucks up his life.
Me? No, I go to work on time.
Most of the time.
On time most of the time. No, I like just hey, some guys golf.
Look at this. Storyboards, too.
That's fucking nice.
Yeah, but people that golf eventually get good at it.
Yeah, well, hey, practice makes perfect, though. That's very nice.
Hey, I wonder if we could.
This
put
is
a-
life. Know what life's telling you? Ring, ring, ring.
I don't
knock
know,
it
George
off.
Romero.
Yeah, there's a special tribute to George Romero as well.
Nice.
Nice.
Better what my doctor's
So
telling me.
literally, the Corando thing was over 200 pages, I think, or like 200 pages.
Christ.
Now, granted, it's a digital thing with, the pages are relatively small, but
And think about that
it's
for a
still
second.
intense.
When you're thinking about like how it's why we're putting over Fangoria, but this is a different level entirely because most print media for cost efficiency reasons have to be a little bit trite, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
only like even the great ones like Fangoria and Rue Morgue, like aren't so verbose. You know what I mean? And even things like Wing Chop and Monster, like they're tomes. Back Issue Magazine by Tomorrow Publishing, my favorite magazine. And one of my favorite Facebook group. Go check out Back Issue Magazine on Facebook. But you'd like it actually.
Oh, I love Back Issues. Great.
But you like the Facebook groups all day long. It's people posting art and memories about comics like from that era. But imagine if for like the price of a magazine you get now, you can get a magazine that's 200 pages of information and content and different
for
different
5
things.
bones.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the future of fucking magazines right there. Like the problem is that fucking people are gonna be pissed that they don't read it to you, right? Like
Hey, look at that.
Oh.
It's for all the film freaks
Yeah.
advertisement. That's cool. Oh, they're looking for writers and interviewers as well.
Oh. There you go,
CreatorsUniteMagazine.com.
There you go, Johnny.
I don't
yeah,
think
he's not busy enough. Why not you? You're not busy at all.
Yeah, you're the
I'm
you're
not,
the
I'm not
you're
a
the
good
published
interviewer.
writer.
I'm not a good interviewer.
Oh, Mars is Robin. That's your girl, right?
Are you? Oh, I don't know. I see what you mean. Yeah.
The music, right?
Yeah, I fucking love her.
Honey, is that one of her songs?
It's a new, yeah.
Looks like there's one of her songs in here, in this magazine.
She did a song, you should find it, with the band Teddy Bears. That is another band I love,
Yep.
right? The song is called Cardiac Arrest. I have not stopped dancing to this song.
You're not dancing right now.
Well, it's, I'm tired now. 'Cause I danced all day. But, like, I've been listening to it so much. It is the funnest fucking song ever. And the lyrics are so depressing, but it's so fucking good.
So this is, I think we're pretty much through the magazine. There's one more page. There you go. There's the end.
Hey, Crondo.
Cheers.
He's going ha cha cha cha.
Cha-cha-cha. So no, it's pretty fucking cool. So if any of you guys want to check out Creators Unite,
Look at him.
go to
Great.
issue.com. That's issuu.com/Creators Unite magazine,
Pretty awesome.
and you can check that out.
I got one more cool little thing.
Yeah.
Two more cool little things. One thing, Kim Cody's benefit leg of Darkness for Light will be ending shortly. So, like, you know, we're way away from the goal, but it's
Someone rip one?
I
Is that
didn't.
what's going on there?
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you fucking did.
You
You lifted
know what
up
I-
his
You
right
always-
ass.
you
You
always-
lifted up his right ass.
You know what I
cheek.
love about, like, I fucking talk about shitting my pants all the time. Monster Zero still thinks I'm gonna deny.
Yeah, but you've done that before. You denied it, and then you're like, "Oh no, I did actually."
Wafting right over here.
Yeah, you've done that a lot.
I didn't. I didn't this time. I don't.
Why is it wafting from your ass then?
I don't know.
Pants on.
So anyway.
Whoa.
So anyway.
Whoa, yeah.
No, it's you. He didn't smell till you got over there, you smelly asshole.
Oh.
So, you know, if you got $5 to give, $2 to give, just go over to the GoFundMe. We love Kim Cody. It's pretty cool. But one more thing that might be of interest to music lovers. Miss M and I were in the lab this weekend working on a non-Deadites related project. So I hope to be able to tell everybody about it soon. In fact,
Cool.
my end of things would be at the producers if Miss M hadn't sabotaged me. She unplugged the microphone, right?
Yep.
To be able to listen to the tracks because we didn't have a monitor, right? So when the microphone and the headphones are all one piece, so you have to unplug the microphone. So I recorded my tracks singing into this microphone, but being picked up on the microphone in the computer.
That sucks.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I can just do it again. But the person doing the music is outstanding. It's gonna be incredible. I think you guys are gonna like it. So, was that
We
my
drop
fault
it.
too?
There's a lot of commotion on that side
Yeah.
of the table.
Yeah. You smelling fucking phantom farts. You're knocking things over. Should
Phantom
we call
farts.
it the hospital?
Phantom farts my ass.
Yeah.
You ripped one, dude.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't. I didn't.
Wow.
All right. Well, I guess we should start wrapping this segment up. So,
Boy, this is a bad picture of me.
what?
Is this how I look on camera? This is why I'm not on fucking camera, Johnny. This is your fault.
What?
Yeah.
Move over so people can see you. Move over. Look at I look like fucking.
I haven't said that in like
Yeah,
months.
great. Well, I did it to try to make you happy.
Yep. See what happens?
I look
I
like
don't care if you're on screen or
I
not.
look like fucking the bald Adam, whatever his name is.
The bald Adam.
The bald Adams, whatever.
Adam Baldwin?
What?
No. What? From the Adam family. There, I'm all shook up. I'm sorry.
Fester?
Yeah. Oh, get on camera, he says. Be where everyone can see you.
The bald Adam.
Adam Baldwin.
Yeah.
The bald Adam. Adam Baldwin, the bald Adam.
I'm on camera right now. I look so fucking bad here. No wonder no one likes me.
That's not why.
All right, so if you guys want to help support the show, there's a few ways you can do so. Head on over to trickortreatradio.com. On there, you're going to see a few ways you can support. Scroll down, find the Amazon logo, click it, bring it right to Amazon.com. Everything you purchase in that session gets attributed to us, gives us a little bit of a cut. Doesn't cost them any extra, Raven Shadow.
But it helps keep the lights on.
So if you guys...
Lights on.
I know most of you use Amazon anyways. Just go ahead and use our link. Or if you want, you can just bookmark it. Just right-click copy link, and then save that in your bookmarks. And then anytime you go to Amazon, just go ahead and use ours. If you guys want, there's some digital and physical content. Click on the store on trickortreatradio.com. You can buy the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio volumes 1 through 3. And I haven't had any time to put together a fourth one, but I have actually been keeping a list of some potential greatest hits. So we could probably put one of those together in short order.
Yeah.
So just need time. But also, if you guys want to just go ahead and give us a PayPal donation, there's a donate button right on the front page. Click it. Put in any denomination. You can also do a recurring monthly payment if you want to. And let's see. Is that it? I think that's it.
Probably.
We have someone named and says Uncle Fester. They guessed right.
Thank you.
Wait, we doing that bad celebrity tag again?
No,
Did you tag yourself?
No. Did you ever tag anybody?
Me?
Who did I tag?
Oh, he tagged someone.
Yeah. Bambaleo.
Yeah,
Jesus
you
Christ.
could tell him the one that looks. Find the person that looks incredibly dissatisfied and bored. Smells like smoke.
A win's a win.
Yeah.
A walk is same as a base hit.
It's not actually.
No.
You only got to first base, so we're saying?
Well, no. Well, I mean, let's go to commercial.
All right, so Rave Shadow,
Yeah.
you sit down to watch Piercing.
Yeah.
81 minutes. I know you love the fucking
I
runtime.
was so stoked.
You love it. So what do you do to prepare to watch this fucking movie?
I had a little fender bender, Johnny.
No, you did.
Well, except for the fender part. I had a little bit of a bender. It was nice. No, but in all seriousness, I'm making a lot of progress.
Take my wife.
But no, what was very exciting is I'm making some progress in my basement. I got some new furniture that Aries helped me with.
Yeah, he
tricking that
took
out.
your house apart, apparently.
Yeah, but he put it back together. It was like fucking NASCAR. It was real quick. Like when they when they put the cars back together, my fucking mechanic takes fucking 3 weeks to fucking do an oil change. I get impressed by that. But no, what it was exciting was that I had some help and reconfigured the basement. It looks very cool. A lot of couches. But I got pissed off. And you're going to fucking make fun of me. You're probably going to call me a motherfucker.
Probably.
But like I went to go, it's all set, everything's set back up. And I go to use Netflix with the Wii. Doesn't work any fucking more.
Why would you use Netflix on the Wii?
That's why I have
Fire Stick.
Well, that's upstairs. Downstairs, I have the Wii.
All right.
Right? And it won't work anymore. The fuck is that? It's not like compatible. Is that a thing?
I don't know. The Wii is probably obsolete at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still.
Did you check the batteries in the remote?
I
Did you
did.
turn it off? Turn it on?
I know
again?
Wii Marketplace shut down not too long ago, so it's possible that their entire online infrastructure did.
Oh, so that affects how they can contact the Netflix server or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, so here's what happens. You go on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
You say, I want to go on Netflix. A fucking small man rides a tricycle down the end of the hall, right? Kicks another, like, fucking even smaller man who runs on a fucking wheel.
Yeah.
And then all these very tiny people walk up into your television through your Wii and interact like they reenact films.
I found it, Raven Shadow.
All right, thank you.
Netflix will no longer work on the Nintendo Wii after January 30th, 2019. The streaming service has announced making rec rooms at assisted living homes a less happy place. After that date, Nintendo will suspend all video streaming services to the console, Netflix said.
That's some bullshit, man. I mean, thank you because of Johnny Wolfenstein. I have the Fire Stick
You got to get another Fire Stick. They're pretty cheap.
Yeah, well, no, I was able to I ordered a second Blu-ray player for downstairs.
How did you do that?
I had help.
Okay. All right, yeah. I knew because I knew you didn't do
I
it.
had an accomplice, and no, you had a bunch of Sears gift cards that I've been hoarding. I gotta use.
Yeah,
quick.
they're in your fucking old wallet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it sucks. So I ordered a Blu-ray player and a new Sonicare toothbrush. I'm very excited for it to come in.
I just got a Sonicare toothbrush.
Right? They're
too.
fucking great.
I go in a couple months ago.
I use them all the time. You know who works at Philips?
Who's that?
Our good friend Sean McNamara.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Well, he's a good guy.
Is it
Does he know
McNamara?
Sven McNamara?
Yeah, he's not very handsome, but he's a good guy.
Oh, can you guys fucking some Sony discounts?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah. On
No.
heads.
some heads.
You gotta change the
Maybe.
heads every once in a while.
Yeah,
sucks.
You need some heads.
Yeah.
Oh, hey now.
Jesus Christ, you two.
Well, that was Johnny.
What?
You so-
I know you're talking about Sonicare.
Yeah, you were getting a
so-
little sexual too. Cause
I
you're a
wasn't
little-
getting sexual.
No, you get a little
Does all this
sexual
does
now.
all this electric toothbrush talk make you horny, Monster Zero?
Oh man.
Not when you guys are talking
A
about
little
it.
fucking bit. A little fucking bit.
Little
I think
bit.
what we're all trying to say is, by the end of the show, we're all gonna strap on.
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites. Available on iTunes, Google Music, Amazon, CD Baby, and all other digital distribution sites.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's a blast. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
And, Trick or Treat Radio, man. That's where it's at. That's the new Fangoria Radio is Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh,
Don't say
hey,
that.
dude. You really put us under.
It's like swearing in church. I
You
don't know.
just jinxed us.
you put a lot on our shoulders just now.
Well, we can strive for
You
greatness.
guys are awesome.
Yeah,
you really
just
are. You got
say
a
that
great
again slowly.
show.
I will be Burble.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics,
Like comics.
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. And you could not be any cooler if you were the coolest kid in school. Be the first kid on your block to swing their cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at The Deadites, TheDeadites.com, and TrickOrTreatRadio.com.
I could be staying outside a woman's prison in a fistful of 50s and a bouquet of dildos, and no woman would come near me.
All right, we're back on Trick or Treat Radio.
You know what's funny about that now infamous Monster Zero soundbite?
What?
Imagine you're in jail for 50, 60 years, right?
Yeah.
You
You come out.
in the first fucking thing that's waiting for you
Some
is this
80-year-old
asshole with fucking a bunch of floppy fake dicks in his hand and fucking
Red ones and
$100.
blue ones and yellow ones
Purple
and
ones.
green ones and purple ones. and
Looks like he's
black
holding
ones.
a fucking fistful of those wacky fucking wind rollers or whatever they call them.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to talk about the film Piercing. This film, rated R, 81 minutes. It is a horror thriller, and it is written and directed by Nicholas Pesh. And it is based on a book from Ryu Murakami, and it stars Christopher Abbott, Mia Wasikowska, Laia Costa, Olivia Bond, Maria Ditzia, and Marin Ireland. And the synopsis: a man kisses his wife and baby goodbye and seemingly heads away on business when they plan to check into a hotel, call an escort service, and kill an unsuspecting prostitute. So this film here, written and directed by Nicholas Pesh. And Nicholas Pesh is the director who did The Eyes of My Mother, the very infamous episode. or not, it wasn't the episode, it was the
one before.
One before, yeah. So
the
infamous one where MZ almost laughed himself to death.
Yep.
And if I recall, I think that was a pretty fun discussion. I know we have Blinkhorn on. I know not all of us love the flick. I think for the most part we thought that there was some talent behind the director, but maybe we didn't love the flick. Or at least all of us.
I know I liked it. I know Mars hated it.
I know Mars hated it.
That
yes.
I remember because he never stops talking about it.
I didn't even remember what fucking movie it was until I went and looked. When he said it last week, I thought it was the one about the fucking two twins and one of them's a ghost. Like, I didn't even know what movie it was. Never.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I remember that one, too.
The only reason it even comes up is because your ass fucking whole self almost died. Mars never stops talking about it. You like...
So,
I hope I die in the show.
You do talk about it a little bit more than most.
He's never talked about it.
Yeah, he has.
I don't ever remember bringing it up even one time.
I do.
Well, you also fucking your brain died.
I do. You have brought it up, and I remember you hated it. You hated it.
The only other time I think that me and Blinks had an argument about it on the List show, but I think even then I thought it was the Ghost Kid one.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you brought it up all the time, but it definitely came up a couple times.
Yeah.
So the flick, as I mentioned, based on the Japanese novel of the same name, written by Ryu Murakami, and Murakami also wrote the book that was the basis for Audition, which certainly makes some sense, right? So I guess Murakami has done some stuff like this, kind of interesting, sexually charged sort of power dynamic. So kind of some interesting stuff, at least if he's written those two stories. I'm curious what his other stuff is like. So that's sort of the basis for this. I have a lot of background about it because I was curious about this, so I did a pretty good amount of research. I think I'll wait, though, and I'll get to it as we start talking about it. I want to see where this is going to go. Obviously, we've seen Mia Wasikowska in a few flicks, especially Only Lovers Left Alive. She was in...
Which is one of my favorite movies we've ever done on this show.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of that. I think we all liked it.
Not fucking the Mr. Dracula's, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. She was also in Crimson Peak, which we did not review on the show, but
Yes,
we've talked about.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, we did it after.
Okay. I think you're right. I know we talked about it, but I wasn't sure if it was an official discussion. Yeah, she's been in a pretty good amount of stuff, but in terms of the show, I think Only Lovers Left Alive and Crimson Peak are the only ones we would have talked about. But she's an interesting actress. She's definitely has a pretty wide array of stuff that she's done.
But I mean, not for nothing. If you're in 3 movies that we've reviewed, like, and your name's not Fessenden, that's not a bad.
Yeah. And
this dude's on Girls.
Chris Rabbit, I was just about to say that. Yeah, you like that show, right?
I do.
So he's on Girls, which he was also in First Man with Ryan Gosling. I wonder if he touched him, Mars.
Huh?
What does that mean, First Man? Is it double entendre done?
Oh, he was also in
Fucking
It Comes at
podcasting
Night.
in 8th grade.
Yeah, I think he was one of those, the 2 that were in the woods. He wasn't one of the main ones, obviously.
Yeah.
I think, anyways. I don't remember.
He played Will.
Yeah.
I
trying
would
to remember
just,
the
by the
character.
way, again, I'm a nice person. I would just want to shake Ryan Gosling's hand.
If his hand was his penis.
Yeah, then you'd ask for a Dutch rudder.
His nickname is Mr. Hand.
Right, just jerk my arm.
Call me Joey.
Call me Lars and the Real Girl.
Yeah.
Evil Corny, by the way, says, "A we? What year is this?"
I don't know.
Listen.
Corey from Movie Master's hanging out. He says, "Got to get a Switch, homie."
I know. I'm trying to fucking do something, man. I got to come down there to Philly.
Is that where he is? Have you decided? I thought he was in Baltimore.
Is that the same thing?
No.
Baltimore, Philadelphia, right?
Jeez.
I don't know where it is.
Why do you entertain this?
I don't.
No.
Then stop talking to him and let's get to the movie.
Is it Baltimore or Philly that he lived? I thought it was Philly.
Well, maybe he'll tell us in the chat room.
I think
if
I
he's
know
still
that.
there.
I know Corey. It's fucking Philly.
Evil Corey.
Evil Corey.
Ignore him.
Listen, why don't you go smell something
I've
again?
never met anyone that is less invested in the people around them as you.
I'm very invested in everybody.
You don't know where anybody fucking lives.
He's in Maryland.
You don't know-
Corny just said he's in Maryland.
You don't know who like.
Why do you think
half the people
Philadelphia,
are.
you asshole?
Well, I don't know. They have a lot of culture there.
What does culture have to do with anything?
Because he's a very fucking talented artist.
All right, you know what? I'm done talking to you for the night. I don't even want to look at you.
I don't know you.
Okay, I'm done with you. I'm just fucking done with you.
Listen, it's very
I'm
exciting.
fucking shut up. I'm fucking done with you.
I think
I've had it up to here with you.
Listen,
All
Up
right,
to where?
That's good for radio.
Yeah, up to where?
Yeah.
up to here.
For those not watching the live show, his hands by his fucking balls.
Well, they're always by my fucking balls. So, but
All right, good.
oh yeah, wait. I'm not talking to you. Shut up. Okay.
All right, so let's talk about this flick. So we talked about who's in it. We talked about the synopsis and all that. So we start out and we get some very stylized production credits at the beginning.
Oh, I loved it.
I loved it too.
I love Mark for that.
Hey, Johnny.
Yes, Mars.
So about 300 or so episodes ago,
Yep.
and this always happens. I should just apologize to him ahead of time. I fought with Jakey, much in the same way I did about never getting sick of Marvel movies and their aesthetic, right? That I would never get sick of films that have a retro pastiche. Never, ever, ever. He's crazy. Yeah, as soon as this started, I decided I don't need to see a fucking fake VHS logo again. Like, not one time. Like, ever again. It's too much.
Well, it was just the production credits.
And this one's late to the party. But
I liked it.
And then they fucking had the no.
No, I didn't like it. Okay.
You're wrong, Johnny.
You might have liked it.
You
I am
didn't like it.
I am sorry. I am never like this anymore. But this film really bothered me. So
I can tell.
yeah, I literally This took away all my my joie de vivre. Like it wasn't very good. Like I was upset. Like
Is that your Joy Division cover band?
Yeah, that'd be good. It's my favorite line from Miller's Crossing, where I feel like it's the Michael Ravenshadow line. Watching you like this takes away all my joie de vivre, joie de vivre, joie de vivre, whatever. I'm gonna settle this up right now with the late great Albert Finney. But I was upset.
Why did it upset you?
I don't know, something about it just didn't work for me.
But I mean, obviously, you know what sort of style and genre this was trying to ape, right?
Yeah,
Or at least was inspired by.
Yeah, aesthetically inspired by, and
Yeah.
not inspired by.
Inspired by, but not inspired by.
Yeah, no, it was referential to. I don't know. I wanted to really like this movie. I think on paper, as a script, I would have adored this movie. The certain things that I'm a sucker for, circular dialogue, things and stuff like that. But I didn't like. I don't know. I didn't
yeah.
like.
I hear what you're saying. I'm really on the fence about this movie.
Hold that thought real quick, because let me just say about this that the film is basically two characters throughout the whole thing. We get
Right.
some tertiary characters here and there, but we have Christopher Abbott, who plays Reed, which I don't even think his name is really mentioned in the film. At least I don't
think so.
recall.
No,
I
I
don't
think his
think
wife.
so.
Did she say it? Okay.
I'm pretty sure because Reed stuck out for me because
Okay.
Reed Richards. So I mean, like it.
Yeah.
I feel it was said, and I do. This we're seeing I know
The
people
opening
hate
with the
this.
models.
Models, but it reminded me of back in the day HBO when
Yep.
it was the HBO
Oh,
feature
yeah.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it would come flying in.
I fucking love that. I was afraid
Yeah.
it was gonna crash.
That was
Yeah,
classic.
exactly.
That stuff was.
It reminded
Were
me of
you afraid of that too? I know
Oh,
you got a weird giant letter phobia.
Was I? No, I wasn't.
Oh, this is a fucking hell.
So we get Reed, and at the very beginning of the movie, he has a wife and an infant baby, and he's standing over the crib, and he's about to stick an ice pick in his baby's heart, basically, or stomach or whatever, and it starts off rather ominously, and he sort of his wife wakes up, and then he puts it behind his back, the ice pick, and so now we sort of get this. And Nicholas isn't. I'm sorry, not Nicholas. I don't know what I'll call him. Yeah, I want to call. I'm using the director's name, Reed. He, as we find out, has this sort of desire to kill, and we sort of get into some of the past of why he has that feeling. It's not necessarily important, and nor is it spoilery, but it's just not really something we need to get super deep into. So. It turns out he sort of, puts the idea of killing his child away and decides to take it out on a prostitute, basically. So he has this need to kill. And as we sort of find out later that his wife appears to be in on it, although not everything is as it seems in this film, I feel, in sometimes. But going back to that beginning, the opening, where we have the model buildings, I thought that was fucking cool because you don't see models like that anymore. And it looked super detailed, but you could tell it was a model. Like, it was just the right balance between the two. And the thing that I got about that was it just was like, this is what happens in one room in this building in this city. Yeah. And that's, I always kind of like that little glimpse into life of what's going on in this person's room, or in this person's life. I just like that assertion, that sort of meta feeling of, well, let's go into this room and let's find out what's going on here.
Yeah, you find it's almost like its strength is like the rear window to the weaker side of it, sort of like a Rosemary's Baby, where we get to see what happens into this one area. Well, and the way they present that, I always enjoyed that. Just like Johnny said, and I agree. I've always enjoyed that idea that, in this big world that we live in, we're focused on what's going on inside this one area.
So, are you hanging your comparable critique on the fact that both the other films you mentioned also happen in apartments?
Partly, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. You got a microphone mark right on your cheek underneath your eye.
Yeah, that's because I'm fucking trying to kill myself with this microphone. I'm trying, literally hanging out with you two tonight makes me want to fucking tear my cock off and stab myself in the neck with it.
Jesus.
It's not good.
So you're not going to bleed out anyway.
So I will say I really love the opening of this. I love the opening scene, the establishing shot, the music, the opening title, everything. It definitely places this film in a time and a place. Like, I was thinking, for me personally, like 70s New York City, like 1970s New York City.
I don't think it was 70s. I was trying to look at
maybe 80s.
I was definitely either the 80s or early 90s.
I don't think it was 90s.
I was trying to go by the phones they had, the landlines.
Yeah,
everyone had that.
It's definitely using 70s film as a point of reference. That's why I went there.
I agree with Johnny in that sense. So, they
and maybe it was sort of out of time where they used elements from different eras, And
the cars are something I was looking at too, because like halfway through the flick, I'm like, all right, maybe this is set in the glorious past.
The glorious past.
The glorious past.
But I also look at hairstyles too, and the hairstyles didn't really determine a time frame as to when this movie could have taken place.
Yeah,
because everybody had a hairstyle that was rather timeless. So that didn't exactly help.
Yeah, and I don't want to get too hung up on when this took place, because it's not really that important in the grand scheme of things. It definitely was a time where there was no cell phones, So, and it definitely had where style was certainly like if it was 70s, it was late 70s, or it was 80s. It might have been like early 80s. So,
Okay.
and I love the opening credits as well.
That's great.
And I guess I could see what Mars is saying, where maybe it's a little sort of past, like this has been done, and at this point it's just sort of like, we've seen this. But I think for this film, it sets a good tone because it totally brought me back to that era and put me in the right place, I think. And I think that's important for film, especially something like this. So, I think it definitely adds that in. And there's definitely a heavy dose of Giallo in this as well, despite not using too many of the major trappings of Giallo.
Sure.
Which I thought was really awesome. And it's kind of a bold follow-up to his previous film. He went from a black and white film to this very, very stylish, sort of like neon, almost colorful film, So I think it was a good follow-up to sort of do something totally different. But
sure.
Yeah,
because there's certain when referencing to the Giallo.
He's taking a picture of
Jesus
himself with a
Christ.
blindfold on. That's the most insane thing I've ever seen.
When
I don't know.
Came out really good.
I can't see.
what, you got a blindfold on? No, when they were referencing to the Giallo style, it goes from certain articles of clothing to certain cinematic styles and camera use to the scores, which we all picked up.
Takes directly from other films, yeah.
Exactly. And
I think the entirety of the score was from other films.
I think it was.
Didn't like that one bit.
No?
No. Because I feel like there
Why
are a
not?
lot of directors that I like.
He tried to take the blindfold off and moved his mic up to the top of his head.
But this didn't feel like they were trying to take, like when the music from Battle Royale was used in like horses galloping down the hill.
Yeah, that
in
felt
Django.
completely out of place.
Yeah, and it felt like it was a matter of like, I'm like, wait, I know this, but this is like not what I know it from or how I know it from, and it was just like really offsetting and exciting, and like, you know what I mean? Like this just kind of felt like, this honestly felt like temp score. Like if it wasn't for how try-hardy the other Giallo De Palmieri elements were of this, I would have felt like we were seeing something we on have been supposed to.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I feel appreciative to a point that they use these scores.
Well, and didn't we see that recently with, oh my God, I'm drawing, Let the Corpses Tan? Wasn't all that previous soundtrack?
But that
music?
was, I think, somehow, despite the fact that that film was abysmal, was a little less try-hardy than this.
Okay.
Like when they use in the movie Baskin that we raved about. There's a small scene where they use a score from, I think, Cannibal Holocaust in there.
Yeah.
Or Drive, when they use a score from Goodbye Uncle Tom in there.
Yep.
I think those hit hard and those worked. To a certain degree, I understand what Dynamo is saying. That I think that they're used just for the sake of being used, and they don't really add anything to the scene. I see to a certain point where, I appreciate it a whole lot because they do use these scores, but I think they use them in a way that doesn't exactly work right with the scene that's going on. I appreciate them using it. I love that they're using it. I love that it's out there, but it should be used in a better manner, much like the Battle Royale score in
Django
Unchained, yeah.
Yeah, I personally didn't have a problem with it. Like, granted, when I hear Tenebrae, that is so ingrained.
Yeah, it's so symbolic.
Yeah, it is at like that. I know that song has been used in other movies. I can't think of them offhand, but that's bold. It's bold to use that song in another movie. But I actually like the way that that it was used in this because it almost paid homage to it in a way.
But I think that song could have been used better if like certain cuts were made, certain editing cuts were made.
Sure, yeah.
Where specifically during the end credit sequence, if they used that song for the tracking shots of the models of the buildings, I think that would play out a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have it interspersed and have it cut somewhere into the film, not so much at the end of the film, but cut somewhere into the film where I think that if they use those tracking shots of them going up and down those model buildings of the apartments, I think that would have, and they used that song of Tenebrae, I think that would have played out a little bit better.
I did like the scene where he is sort of running through the motions of what he's going to do to the girl. Cool. And complete with sound effects with Foley, which I thought was actually like really interesting because I'm sure it's been done before, but I can't think of too many times where I've seen something like that.
I thought it was cool. I mean, it was definitely unique, and I think it just shows. I mean, I'm no expert on the subject, but I think to someone who's going to commit some of these acts, it's so ingrained in their head that it's going to go exactly according to plan. They're the smartest ones in the room. Right. They got it all figured out.
Yeah.
They got every base. So he's just going. It's like that. When you call the girlfriend, like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" I mean, no, you're practicing.
Yeah. Look in the mirror.
Baby, it's be cool. Like,
you want to hang out?
Yeah. I mean, my mom will drop me off. Your mom can pick us up. But no, like he's got it so convinced. He's got a suit on, and he's just straight up gangster.
Yeah.
It's going out exactly as he's.
Yeah, he knows exactly how it's going down. He's running through all the motions. He thinks this is like in the bag. Like everything is going to go according to plan, no problems, and I just thought it was really interesting to see sort of his confidence and to see how he thought it was all going to go down. Yeah. And then the moment she arrives, like immediately it goes fucking the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Like immediately when she makes the call to her pimp, right. Like, hey, I'm here. He seems okay. Blah blah blah. Like, and then you can see the fucking look in his face, and he's nervous.
Also, too, he goes against his own plan though. He's doing it early.
Well, yeah, he goes a night early.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because he ends up getting a different girl.
Right.
Like it's just so crazy how it just speaks to how some decisions can change our lives, right? Like one little decision could change your life, and I think that this is one of those cases of he decided to go a night early, he got a different girl, and then what happens. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing, and and then it is. Oh, and they also had a Profondo Rosso theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When she's arriving to the hotel, they're playing that as they do I know De Palma wasn't the one that fucking did the split screen, but he's most known for it. But they do a very De Palma-esque scene. I thought that scene was fucking great.
It was. I don't know.
A couple of scenes like that.
I don't know what they were necessarily going for, but it was like definitely very like on the nose.
Yeah, but there was one area where it just wasn't necessary, where they were just talking to each other. Where
Sure, yeah.
Where damn it, Reed and Jackie are just talking to each other. One's on one end of the room, the other one's on the other end.
Well, that was his first problem. Never trusted Jackie.
Hey.
Two people got that.
But I just thought it was kind of another situation where I just think it was a waste. It was
the song or
no, not so. No. I don't mean the song, but I mean the De Palma-esque style of split screen.
Oh, okay. I just thought it added some nice tension, and it just showed sort of how they were both coming together in a way. You know, I liked it, but it can be overused now in this day and age because De Palma is a big influence on a lot of young filmmakers, and I think that it can be overused. But in this case, I personally liked it, and I thought it added to the film.
I think the tension kind of set for itself, where it's just these two in one room for a majority of the movie, anyway.
Yeah.
Where it's just these two in one room, and you got to make something happen to keep the audience interested. And I think there was a certain, there's just enough tension in here to keep things interesting. The character of Jackie is just mysterious enough to keep things.
You sure mysterious is the word you're looking for?
Yeah.
Because you were definitely going to fuck a sugar smack earlier.
A whole bowl full.
Yeah.
Sugar Smacks, dig it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think they want to be our sponsor anymore.
Yeah. Sugar Smacks, pick up.
And as well, she had the actress, or maybe I should just say the character of Jackie, has sort of a Mimsy Farmer type quality to her, who is also a Giallo actress. So that kind of plays into it as well.
Mimsy Farm still remembers.
Jesus.
I gotta leave real soon. I just can't I think I may have hit like a fucking weird wall where like I don't know. I think I'm getting George Foreman punchy. Like I can't defend myself against them anymore, Johnny. They're
Well, what's the matter now?
mostly like it's not any one thing more than the fact that there is a you guys. It's like it's not just like one racist thing. It's just that there is racism, or there is hate. But you have nice titties though.
Get the fuck off of me.
He's horny. Don't do that to him.
I'm horny too.
Apparently.
Why you guys go in the closet?
I don't understand why we can't make a compromise.
Seriously, man.
Yeah,
Come
go in
together.
the closet. 7 minutes of heaven.
7 seconds.
Yeah.
Spin the Gatorade.
Yeah. Listen, I'll bring the KY jelly. You just say okay, and we'll be all right.
Yeah.
So, and then we have a scene. So now we're watching in studio. I know, Dinah wasn't like this, but it's the De Palma scene. And so when she gets there and then they sit down, I know MZ would have picked up on this, and I think maybe Mars. I don't know about Raven Shadow, but did you see her taking off her black gloves?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to with the certain clothing choices.
And as we all know, this should have been a tip-off. It didn't tip me off at the time, but as we know, what is the person in the Giallo that wears the black gloves?
The killer?
Right.
Yep.
You didn't get that though, right?
Well, no, I
Yes.
mean, I fucking had the answer.
I fucking had the answer.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how. Listen, teacher. Doesn't matter how I got it. It's fucking 7.
I'm just gonna set a precedent right now, so I don't have to say it every time. Michael Raven Shadow, what you said right there was very smart, insightful, and profound.
Thank you.
I'm glad your girlfriend said it, so you could repeat it.
Hey. Still came out of my mouth.
And
That's what she said.
and to me,
Jesus.
I just thought that was
Go
just
back to your
kinda,
Sugar Smacks.
to me, I thought that was just a cool nod.
He's gonna go to the hospital because there's gonna be a sugar smack stuck in his dick.
He's gonna get a sugar smack stuck in
This
his
is gonna be
urethra.
like
I've been eating it wrong.
Piss is gonna be shooting out the side like when you put your hand on this fucking faucet.
Mrs. Zero, we have your test results. We don't know why your dick's been snorting Sugar Smacks.
And
But
also,
dig it.
and also the phone that they used.
Yeah.
I noticed the phone.
Yeah.
It's these weird little things that you notice when you
It was
watch these
very
movies.
reminiscent
has-
to the phone in the opening scene of, or the opening bit in the American version of Black Sabbath.
It's just got a very European connotation to it. I felt.
So for me, I just thought that was a cool nod of like, hey, here's some black gloves. That's sort of what I thought.
That
but
was my favorite part.
But as I was doing a little bit more research, one of the things that I saw,
Yeah.
she's taking them off, and they close up on him, so it's like,
yeah, it's definitely a.
yeah, And so one of the things, I can't remember where I got this, but it was an interview with Nicholas Pesh, and he says, so the article says, if atmosphere isn't a hint that not all's right with Jackie, then watching her take off the black gloves as Reed pours her a drink should serve as the tip-off. And then this is what Nicholas Pesh says. In every Giallo movie, whoever wears the black gloves is the killer and the adversary. The viewer meets the heavy immediately, and they may not even know it.
Yeah, I agree, and that's as cool of as a reference, that is. That's where it killed it for me.
That's this guy's
Really?
Pesh mode.
Yeah, that's where it killed it for me.
Why is that?
Because we've all watched, well, maybe not Raven Child, but we've all watched enough Giallo films to know this as a fact. That we didn't need the director to tell us that, because we know that. So because I knew that, it kind of takes away at that point it kind of took away the suspense.
Well, the thing is, and like I said, I thought it was just a nod. I didn't think it had any connotations beyond just, hey, here's some black gloves. Did you at that moment you
everything
knew,
else? Yeah, but
you
everything
got the cut
else
of
would
this
be
movie's jib?
Everything else would be a nod, because it doesn't relate to the outcome of the story. The black glove reference is a hard-lined reference to what a character is going to do.
I see what you're saying. I just personally,
I just think it's too.
I wasn't
strong.
punched out yet. We were only two.
It's 22 minutes.
We were
right
only
now.
like
Yeah.
two. Like, I like Giallo in so far.
Yeah, but we're 22 minutes in on an 81-minute movie. I mean.
But you can't, like, if you're bothered by it in retrospect, the running time of the film is important. But for me, I'm just saying that I wasn't punched out yet on how they were, like,
This is Ravenchild's favorite scene.
saying Giallo, Giallo, Giallo.
No, not this one.
So I really loved the scene where they first meet and they're just kind of going back and forth. Like, it's such almost like a beautifully awkward scene. Yeah. And she really fucking throws Reed off his game, because he, as he was pantomiming the whole fucking thing, he knew exactly how this is going to go down. And the moment it went like astray, he was fucking nervous.
Oh, he's fucked, and he's even trying to, like, take it back to the script. And
Yeah.
trying to, like, get
Exactly.
it there, and he's all fucked up now.
Yeah, and she like starts like masturbating right there on the in the chair in front of him, and said, "Oh, you want me to do this?" And then he's like totally thrown off.
This script is great.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think that this for me was like somebody took this really brilliant, subtle Leonard Cohen song and stretched it out over like Rush music. Like, I felt like the good parts of the script, at least one, like, everybody was fine in this, at least, like, really good, I think, if I'm being honest, but like with one great stellar performance, I feel like there was too much fireworks that it was a disservice to the tools that they had. It was like you have like a great pro wrestling match and you make it be on like a fucking ring that spins around really, really fast and has Christmas tree lights on it. Like, it just didn't need it. I felt like, the director's going to do what the director's going to do, and it's his vision, and I get it. But I feel like I say this to the point where it's almost becoming a catchphrase, but I felt like there was a movie I fucking loved in here. And they just fucking over stylized it, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it. Like, for me, for my aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And what's ironic is it's all stuff I love. I love Giallo. I love Fulci. I love De Palma. I love all the stuff that's in here. I love Bava. Like all the stuff that's in the DNA of this. I love it. I love this actress. I was rooting for this. I just felt like it was the opposite. It was literally the opposite of, if I'm remembering the film right, of what bothered me of apparently the notoriously referenced Eyes of My Mother. Like, I felt like there wasn't enough in there for me to, like, be engaged in the running time. In this, I felt like I was, like, there was so much visual stuff in here, right, that the stuff that fucking worked was overrun. And also, not to this film's detriment, to my own personal thing, I fucking hate movies, and we talk about it all the time. I hate movies about tripping balls. I hate it. I hate.
You hate movies with kids drinking in the woods. You hate movies about tripping balls.
Yeah.
Tripping balls, like it was such a small part of this.
Yeah.
thing.
No, I know. But I'm straight edge. What do you want from me?
You're not straight edge.
I am.
No, you're not.
When was the last time I had booze or sex?
The last time I remember you had booze was probably like 2 months ago.
When was the
Well,
last time
I've
you
been-
had
The
sex?
least time you mentioned it. Anyway.
I've been
And
straight.
when was the last time he had sex, Wolfie?
I don't care.
Yeah, I've been straight. I've been straight edge for like 3 weeks.
Straight edge for 3 weeks.
And I'm like, fuck. I'm
Oh,
practically.
you better call CM Punk
I'm
and join the
practically
Straight Edge
CM Punk.
Society.
No, I'm the real hot property of. Listen, yeah, no.
Well, the drug use wasn't for indulgence.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
not
it wasn't
why,
for indulgence at all.
It's
Yeah.
not why you. It's not why it happens. It's just that it's just not.
And it wasn't even like it wasn't a recreation. I mean, I guess it can be used recreationally, but it was halcyon, which is used for sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
But it is deadly.
Yeah.
If you use incorrectly.
Oh, where do you get that though? Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're
I'm
not.
surprised you don't
take
know
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too. It's used to treat insomnia, and it can cause paranoid or suicidal ideation and impair memory, judgment, and coordination. Combined with other substances, particularly alcohol, can slow breathing and possibly lead to death. So
Wow.
you should stay away,
Look
Raven.
at Raven Shadow. He's salivating right
No,
now.
no, I got those bases covered. I don't need help in that department.
The conversation with my doctor went exactly like this. So are you saying that I will have all the things I already have, but I will be able to sleep? Or are you saying I'll have all those things, probably more? And she said probably more, and I was like, no, thank you. I'll take my 1.5 hours sleep every single night.
Jesus Christ.
But I don't know. You got to fucking stay in bed and cry hysterically for no reason. Sometime it's not.
Yeah.
A fucking pillow's not going to fucking soak itself in tears, Johnny.
And so I there was just something so like thick, like you could cut it, like how frustrated he was when this went off plan.
Yeah.
And when he opens that bathroom door and sees is it should we say?
No.
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 Okay, when
no.
he opens that bathroom door and sees what
What's
she's
going on.
doing,
That's like the best fucking part of the movie.
it's a great scene. So yeah,
Yeah, it is. It is.
Let's just say that
And
she
you can
inadvertently turns the table on.
well,
No, the
yes and
move-
no.
Yeah. I mean,
But
he
his
can
plan
still get the job done.
His plan is out the fucking, like, if it was like off the tracks a little bit, it is like fucking like veering off into like highway traffic at this point, you know? It has gone way off the fucking rails, and he is so rattled, and I love it. Like, I love that he's just like, he doesn't know what the fuck to do. He can't get it back on track now. It's completely off. And I just thought that was so fucking cool. And it's a crazy scene, and even the follow-up to it is like, you know, what happens is just fucking crazy as well. And so this sort of leads, once again, like, none of this would be super spoilery, but I think it's more impactful if you don't know what's about to happen, you know? So because this movie lays it all out on basically in the synopsis and in the beginning of the film, you know what the plot is about. It's about this dude trying to kill a prostitute, you know, because he has this desire to stab someone. And it's sort of like the misadventures of what happens while he's trying to do his idealized plan that goes fucking haywire.
Now, did you get the sense too? Now that it's the plan's gone askew, it takes him out of his fucking killer mode, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
maybe he's getting his real life instincts kick in a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Well, I think he's getting a crush a little, to a degree.
oh yeah,
So,
for sure.
So
There was definitely something going on in there, yeah. Which I think makes for an interesting dynamic, because we have these two characters who, sort of like are at odds at times, but then also not, like I just thought their dynamic was really interesting. And, like, I guess I'll put my monocle on, but I think that is very apropos of, like, this is a very dramatic version of this, but I think it's sort of, is sort of a, like, subtextually what happens in a lot of relationships, like,
You want to kill your partner.
well, like, yeah,
Fair.
sometimes, and, but I think that it has some really interesting points that to it that I guess I'll just lay them out. I was going to leave them to the end, but let's see, let me just pull them up here and say so this is from I read a bunch of reviews. This is from Simon Abrams on RogerEbert.com. He says, "What's piercing about? The score provides some clues, as does a visually ornate opening credit sequence, which features footage of detailed model skyscrapers and apartment buildings. Here, Pesh seems to announce that his adaptation is a work of metafiction, since from the opening scene, it announces to viewers that it does not take place in a completely realistic-looking world. Maybe piercing is about how we process simulated violence or a screwed-up sexual romantic relationship that we, as ostensibly voyeuristic outsiders, can never really understand."
I love that word.
Ostensibly?
Yeah.
Yeah, or voyeuristic.
Ostensibly. It's up there with glockenspiel and prestidigitation is my favorite word.
And so it goes on to say, Pesh calls his work a soup of influence, a dash of Hitchcock, a pinch of David Lynch, and a splash of Takashi Miike. Now, those are three fucking cinematic giants. So, like, if you name drop them and as sort of your inspiration, that's a good start right there. And I can definitely see elements of all of them.
Right.
I'm not going to say that he's as good as them. Like that, it's a second film. He's got a ways to go, but there's definitely dashes of it.
What I will say that I felt like you picked up from Miike is that, again, and I felt like it was overridden a bit, is that he shot a very awesome terse violence that was remnants of certain areas of Miike that you see in things like Refn.
Yep.
And Jeremy Saulnier now.
Yeah, and the violence definitely is, when you see it, it is shocking, and it is in maybe not what you quite expect, because it sets, especially because this movie isn't, even though it's kind of a sleazy story in a way, and it's riffing on, a sleazy subgenre. Giallo is like kind of like some of the ultimate sleaze stuff, and I think it takes it and makes it this really sort of beautiful film. Like and don't get me wrong, a lot of Giallo are shot beautifully, especially Argento. But this, I think it's just some of the shots are just so well done, and the lighting and everything about this, I think is really well executed. One other thing I just want to read here is, this is from another writer on RogerEbert.com, Andy Crump, and he says, "In decades worth of these types of movies, Pesh muses, you set up a girl in the beginning of the movie who's set to be a victim, and the whole movie is about proving that your male lead is the hero who's going to save her. And this girl doesn't need anyone to save her. She doesn't need any help. She's got it all covered. So does Pesh, hitting the Giallo bases and Murakami's book with coaxing his movie towards an identity all its own. Call piercing a soup, a chowder, a melange. Pesh's film embraces genre history while facing forward, gruesome and tender in almost equal measure." Which I did like that explanation, because I'm not going to say this is a perfect film, but I think that this is a really interesting practice. And this, I don't know if this or Eyes of My Mother is what led Pesh to get Grudge, because he's doing the Grudge remake next. That's his next film. It's in post-production right now, I think. So I think it's pretty much in the can. So that's kind of a jump, right? You do Eyes of My Mother, Piercing, and then you go to the Grudge remake. So a lot of times when we watch these younger directors, these kind of up-and-comers, I almost look at the films as a proof of concept of like, hey, look what I can do, and I feel like this may have been a bit of that as well. I'm not saying he didn't make have a good vision or make a good film, but I do think that this was about pushing himself. And I think someone who have we talked? We've talked about other people like that. Was it Joe Begas? Where every movie that he did, he tries something different or tries something new and really tries to push himself. I think it was when we were talking about Joe Begas, but it was one of those young directors, and I think that's kind of an interesting thing, because eventually you want this to be your career. You want to be able to be paid for this. You want to have creative control of what you do, and I think that a great way to do that is to have a good body of work to say, like, hey, look at what I've done. Look at, they may not be perfect films, but look what I was able to achieve with a meager budget and, whatever. So, I think that no matter what, this film is very successful because it takes genre tropes or subgenre tropes in this case, turns them on their head and keeps you guessing all the way through. And I love that.
Well, a couple things too. I mean, also too, it doesn't pigeonhole you as a creator too. It's
True.
not like you're the dick joke guy or you're the horror guy.
Right.
You can do this. One thing that stood out now. So, is there symbolism to the red of the phone that he called on in the Giallo culture?
MZ, you probably know more than I don't think so.
Of what?
That's what he calls El Commissioner Gordo.
Yeah, the phone he's calling
because
his
he's
wife
using
on.
a red phone.
Yeah, everything else is a regular
Though I
phone
think,
booth, but this red phone.
yeah, though I think the phone in the movie I was talking about is either pink or white. There's something about it, like I said, that reminded me of the kind of opening.
It was like a yellow
Segment of no. I mean, in the film that it reminded me. It reminded
gotcha,
me
yeah.
of like I said, the phone from the opening scene in Black Sabbath.
So, and then this film gets a little bit weird. We won't get into all the things, but we get some sort of like flashbacks and or visions when he's sort of under the influence of the halcyon. And I also thought that there was the gore was really realistic. And I'm not going to say it's as realistic as Lords of Chaos. That was like a level of realism you don't normally see. But a lot of the violence here was really well executed and seemed like it was pretty legit. It wasn't fantastical or completely crazy. It looked pretty legit.
Based on the tools they were using too, I think it fit.
Right. And especially kind of that last scene after he gets drugged, what happens to him, like that was some kind of brutal shit, So I thought that, this movie hit on a lot of cylinders. And had some great looking effects, some great looking gore. The film was shot really well. The script was great. So I definitely enjoyed this more than Eyes of My Mother, I can say for sure. Now, I don't actually remember. I think I was sort of lukewarm on that movie. I didn't hate it as much as you guys, but I also didn't love it as much as like Blinks or I don't know. Or did you love it, MZ?
I think I did.
Yeah, I don't.
You were just fucking happy to be alive.
And the other thing is, I just love, and I sort of mentioned this, but I love that Pesh used a tried and true subgenre and completely flipped on its head, and subverted expectations about Giallo films. And I thought that was really cool because Giallo has a formula, and it's most of those films stick to a formula, and this just kind of turned it on its head. And I really like that, and it felt so different, and it felt so almost unique to in a way. And also Mia Wasikowska was fucking awesome in this. I thought her character was so unpredictable. Like, I didn't know where she was going to go, and she didn't telegraph it with her actions. And I think that's a tough thing to do in this because it just seemed like she just was all over the place, and I didn't know what she was going to do next. I just thought it was a really kind of a masterful performance. And
it was cool. I mean, I think like I'm really curious about what the direction she was given, like what her backstory was, because there's a lot of stuff there
for sure
that she had to play off of. You know what I mean? And I think that was evident in that unpredictability of her, where you weren't know is she just a I don't know, got some weird fucking Munchausen syndrome. Is she just fucked up, likes to party? Is she crazy? Is there something going on? Like, there's definitely, she has a past.
Yeah.
Which I found was, she's kind of cute and kind of bubbly girlfriendly, like too. Likes to snuggle.
Yes.
That's fun.
So let's see. I do want to kind of keep the end, sort of. I don't want to go too deep into it, but is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up about this flick before we head to a verdict?
No, I can't think of anything.
Mars? No?
No.
Oh, got the music playing. I didn't realize. Let me turn the music off. So, I do like when they go back to her house and, like, it's just sort of this silly little thing, and it's almost kind of a throwaway thing in a way, but her talking about, like, the soup. I just thought that was, like, such a cool scene of, oh, well, let's eat first. And, she's talking about, oh, I put too much curry powder in, and talking about how she just likes to make these, like soup is such an easy thing, and can supplement it with all these other spices and stuff. I just thought that was a really cool thing, and I also loved her fucking apartment.
And now it's funny too. Now, do you think that she was practicing having a fella over her house?
I don't know. I mean, that's one of the things that we just don't get that glimpse of. So maybe maybe that's part of the idea, is that it all went according to plan for her, but not to him.
Yeah, the way she talks about her shoes and
Yeah.
whatnot, but even she's kind of fast and all over the place because maybe she's just trying to compensate.
Yeah, could be. All right, well, I think we're ready to probably head to the verdict on this one.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. Michael Ravenshadow.
What happened?
Someone hit the table.
I might hit it with my knee.
Ravenshadow.
Yeah, I didn't love this movie.
Big surprise.
But they had elements I do like a lot. Once again, it could be a stage play. Fucking love that.
I thought of you.
That's Raven Shadow Mad Libs or whatnot.
No. I agree. That's something I enjoy too. So I thought of you when I don't like. If you haven't figured it out, when I'm making funny, I'm coming. Like I'm not being subtle.
Sham wow. But it's interesting character dynamic. I did like the two of them together. I like their chemistry. There are a lot of elements of this film that I did enjoy, even if it didn't blow me away. I think it's a great anti-Valentine's Day flick if you want to watch that with your special someone. I mean, it's kind of like ups Clarence in Alabama, a little bit of Joker and Harley Quinn, and a little bit of hard candy in there.
Yeah, I can see that.
But overall, I think what it did, and the fact that while I didn't have to watch Eyes of My Mother to know I didn't like it, but I am curious what this dude does next. I don't know.
He's doing The Grudge.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I need another remake of what was that?
Remake.
A remake of a remake of a remake, yeah.
That had sequels or whatever the fuck. But whatever he does after the new Grudge, I'm down for checking it out. So I would say this is a treat.
All right.
Overall, for what it did.
Oh, I'm looking at the cast of The Grudge. It's got Andrea Riseborough, who played Mandy in Mandy.
Oh, nice.
Mandy.
It's got John Cho, William Sadler,
Nice.
Damn.
Lynn Shay, Damien,
Lynn Shay, really? Nice.
Damien Bashir, I think is how you say it. Let's see. Yeah. All right.
Good cast.
87 minutes.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, it's good. Just enough.
7 more minutes than this one.
All right, MZ.
Oh boy. Yeah, there's a lot of elements of this film that are really, really good, and there's a lot that are not so hot. Man, I'm really on the fence about this film. Oh God. It's like the scene with the gloves really kind of got me. It really did. I'm not going to say it's going to work that way for everybody. It's not, but for me,
I still don't know
I
if
don't
I
really get
understand.
it.
Yeah.
Because the gloves
It was
are a hard line reference to what
Yeah.
we to what
So
we
not the
expect
fucking Tenebrae score.
in
But it still didn't go exactly how you would think. So it wasn't like it gave anything away necessarily.
And there's an argument to be
no, but I
had.
knew what to expect.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
there's
but,
an-
I mean, it took a different turn in
There's
order
an
to get
argument
there,
to
but
be
it
had
got there.
that.
And a lot of films do that, where they try to throw in a twist just to throw the viewer off. You know, films do that all the time.
Films have in time of in its cinematic history had twists.
Yes, they have. But when they do referential films such as this, they throw in. They like to throw in even more twists just to throw that person off.
Yeah, but has it occurred to you that not everybody is
dude,
as big of a
dude.
dork as you?
Look, dude, this is my review. You be quiet.
Wow.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense.
I don't care if it makes any sense
Perfect.
to you.
Well, it doesn't make any sense to anybody.
Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, so if it doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense to anybody. Everybody thinks like
well,
you.
that's 2 out of 3 just told you they didn't know what you're talking about. This guy never fucking knows what anybody's talking about. Like, what do you think? What do you think?
As if I give a shit. I'm not here to placate to you people.
Whoa,
You people.
whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
you
What do you
people.
mean, you people?
Anyway,
like Raven Shadow said, I think the chemistry between the two leads are really, really good. I think the performances are really, really good, particularly Mia Wasikowska. Yes, I thought was exceptionally good. I think her range and her arc in this movie is far great. Well, actually, the guy, what's his name?
Christopher Abbott, Reed.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, Reed. He didn't have any arc.
Well, he thought he did.
Yeah, he thought he did. But I thought the role of Jackie was really well done. I think some of the references that they could have used, they didn't have to, and some of them that they did, I thought were used badly. It's nice to see them, but I think they could have been used in a much better way. Man, I'm really on the fence. You know what? I'm gonna say it's a tepid treat. But it might be for you. It's just not for me. But you people might like it.
You people.
Yeah.
Mars.
You might like it.
The directing in this film was really good. The acting in this film was fucking awesome. The set design in this film was incredible. What the wardrobe said about the actors was incredible. And most importantly, this is a fucking great script. Or seemed like. I didn't read the script, but like, you know what this film unfolds as a great script. But unfortunately, the thing that I said first and the thing that I said last don't work. A friend of mine called the other day and they had a bellyache because they used ginger ale as a mixer for their vodka drink. You know, both those things are delicious, but they do different things to your stomach. They don't go together. The subtlety of this script and these characters and these performances and the bombasticness, quite frankly, of the referential direction don't work. So I'm going to have to say, for me, this is a trick.
All right. For me, this was a treat. I really thought this was a cool fucking film. It was such an interesting amalgamation, but it felt unique unto itself. I think it's a great use of old Italian 70s film scores, great cinematography, lighting, use of tension, acting, an unpredictable story, and it had all of that in spades for me. This could be a situation of a film being style over substance for some. I could absolutely see that. But for me, but that is also sort of the calling card of a lot of the Giallo stuff as well. So, but for me, it struck the perfect balance between the two. I also like that they lay the plot out for you early in the film, and despite there being twists and turns, the plot isn't really what matters. It is the unpredictability of the characters, the situations, the power dynamic, and the idea that you can't judge a book by its cover, which I thought was sort of one of the sort of, hidden wasn't really hidden per se, but he had this one idea of what was going to happen. He saw her, he thought that's what's going to happen, and he didn't get what he thought at all. So I thought that was cool, and I think that there's enough of an undercurrent of subtext here that really makes you think about it. And so on the surface level it works, but then you dig a little bit deeper, and it's pretty dense. And I really dig that. And I think that this was a successful film, and I like this a lot more than Eyes of My Mother. And it does make me...
the balls of my father?
Oh my God, Mars killed himself.
Don't anybody notice now. If we're gonna replay this the right way, don't anybody notice.
And it's hard for me to get super excited about a Grudge remake, but I am curious to see what he does, because he has, even though I didn't love Eyes of My Mother, he is an interesting director, and there was enough in that to make me really anticipate what he did next. And this one kind of flew under the radar. I didn't even really know much about it until a couple weeks ago, so it had already been out since February 1st, I believe. So. And I know it is available on Netflix disc if anyone's still subscribed to that, like Corny does, because Corny said, he's like, it's so funny you guys picked this. I just received this movie from Netflix. So some people still use Netflix discs in the mail, and this is one of the films you can get through them if you have that service still.
Just don't use the fucking Wii, because you're fucked.
Well, no, you could put the disc in your Wii and watch it.
Ooh,
ew.
Put my disc in the Wii. Wow. That's a metaphor.
So there you go. Treat for me. Aside from Mars, we all gave it varying degrees of treats. So Piercing, it's available on VOD. If you guys want to check it out, go for it. Next week. Oh, you guys, if you hated me this week.
We hate you every week.
Oh, well, you're going to love me next week. Because next week, we are doing the latest film from Cinestate and S. Craig Zahler, Dragged Across Concrete.
Nice.
Oh, I love you long time, Johnny.
I don't know, Johnny.
I'm going to use my hand.
What? Can you use my hand?
Well, nervous.
What? Why are you nervous?
I don't know.
By the way, Mr. Runtime,
Yeah.
put a lot of time aside next week. 2 hours, 40 minutes.
That's a long fuck. It was a fucking Lord of the Rings 4? What the fuck?
That's
Back
too
to
long.
Mordor?
Written and directed by S. Craig Zahler, stars Jennifer Carpenter, Mel Gibson, Michael Jai White, Vince Vaughn, Laurie Holden, Don Johnson, Udo Kier. Who else we got in
Getting
this?
the band back together.
Let's see. I don't think that's the Matt Kennedy that we know. No. So it's a pretty outstanding cast. And this is from Cinestate / Fangoria. It's a Cinestate release, but Cinestate
That's
is...
what I was worried about, by the way.
What?
4 hours. Almost
It's,
more.
it's not 4 hours, though.
Yeah.
How fucking long? 2 hours?
2 hours, 40 minutes.
I legitimately did not have 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Oh, well.
Call Craig S. Zahler and tell him to send me the 90 minutes.
His name's S. Craig Zahler.
Well, whoever can get me that version of that movie.
Well,
So you don't want to watch
think
the whole... This dude is a fucking... Like, we've seen his
S
last
just-
2 films.
I think S just outdid himself.
We've seen his last 2 films, and they've been masterpieces, right?
S for short or S for fucking
This one is as long as both of those.
No, it's not.
I got my own movie.
You got your own movie.
It's only
No,
90 minutes.
I'm excited for this. I can't wait.
So Brawl in Subblock 99 was 2 hours, 12 minutes.
The fucking best.
So it's only a half hour. And Bone Tomahawk was 2 hours, 12 minutes.
Kurt fucking
This is just
Russell.
28 minutes longer than those other ones.
We do so much in 28 minutes.
20 minutes of Mel Gibson, though. Yeah.
You don't like Mel Gibson
I
anymore?
mean, you got Mad Max, you got Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
Michael Jai White.
come on.
Fucking that's the fucking Michael Jai White takeaway that you have, you motherfucker.
Well, there's others,
Not
but
undisputed.
there's
Not
others,
blood on
but
bone.
yeah,
Or even Spawn if you want to go.
yeah,
there.
and Toxic Avenger Part 2. What's your point? But I'm trying to say is that yes, I like him best as Black Dynamite.
It was like saying Sam Jackson's best movie is fucking Coming to America.
That is true. He was the guy with the shotgun holding up the McDowells.
Hey, fuck you, man.
All right.
I have to thrash you. Hey, fuck you, man.
So next week, Dragon Cross Concrete.
Who the fuck is this asshole?
It hits VOD on March 22nd. It's Friday, March 22nd. So you guys will be able to watch it then. Check this one out. I would love to hear from you guys. If you have some thoughts on the film, feel free to leave them. Podcast@trickortreatradio.com, voicemail or email. We'd love to hear from you. And I'm looking forward to it. So
I'm going to make a day of it. I'm going to get some takeout.
Yeah, you're going to make a whole day?
Yeah, I'm going to do it over the course of like a day.
Mars, your child is waving to you in the chat room.
I'm sorry, child. I'm not going to be able to see you. I got to fucking watch a movie that's 3 weeks long.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
I hate
Oh,
you.
no.
Oh, no.
I'm
Can't
going to watch
movie.
a movie.
Listen, I've watched every fucking
wait.
movie. You haven't.
Wait.
You haven't.
How many New Japan shows have you watched the past week?
None. 0.
Oh, is this going to cut into your New Japan time?
Yes.
How many New
Fucking
Japan
New
shows
Japan
did you
Cup.
watch the week before?
2.
You watched at least 2 or 3.
I watched.
Did you watch the whole thing or just the
No, I watched
tournament
all.
matches?
So I watched.
So
the
that's
anniversary show.
So that's almost 6
the
hours.
first 2 New Japan Cups, and then everything on the third night.
So that's 9 to 10 hours.
Yeah, but
So 2 hours and 40 minutes.
it's
just,
fucking hot.
Just
Kota
too much.
Is Kota
Too much.
Ibushi in this thing one time? Being
Michael J.
fucking
White's
handsome?
in it.
Yeah, not as handsome as Kota Ibushi.
If
All
Kota
right.
Ibushi was in it, would you watch it?
Not if Mel Gibson was in it. He rubs me the wrong way.
I thought you liked it that way.
No.
All right, we're going to take a quick break,
Jennifer
MZ.
Carpenter should make something.
How long until we're back?
2 hours and 40 minutes.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk, their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips, the beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the Cult of Muscle.
I'm Alex West. And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
Do you say a bouquet of dildos?
And we're back on Trick or Treat Radio. What are you looking at, MZ?
I'm looking at someone posted on Facebook a shot of someone selling a G1 slingshot on eBay, and it they have the figure transformed in its alt mode, nestled between a buxom pair of breasts sitting in a bikini top.
Yep, you're right.
Now I got to close in on the detail of this figure because I want to make sure that everything looks right.
Johnny?
Oh, my God. Yes.
I love you.
But.
And I'm sorry that I didn't bring you a present again this week, and I'm double sorry I put my balls on it the other day.
I don't want it anymore.
Sorry,
I'm just going to hand it back to you.
No.
So.
Well, you're gonna.
No, I'm not going to even touch it, actually.
Monster Zero.
I'm going to wear black gloves.
I love you, too.
I love you, man. But we're not fucking.
And Raven Shadow, this is exactly how I like you. But I have a bit of a thing going on, and I have to go attend to that. I love everybody. And having a good night.
Name a Giallo.
Huh?
Favorite Giallo.
My favorite Giallo?
Yeah.
Geez, that's a real tough one.
Lemon lime.
The hospital.
Anything
orange.
that shakes.
Hospital orange.
Any kind that shakes.
I don't know that it actually counts, and I've referenced it a couple times, but the one that when I'm always talking about my favorite kind of tropes in them, the opening segment of the American version, I don't know where it falls in the international version, of Black Sabbath.
Okay.
I really, really like that one. I feel like
Black
it's got
Sabbath,
the most
yeah.
tension. But I also do like Tenebrae as well.
Yeah. That counts.
So, but I mean, I was trying not to say, when you asked me what my favorite prog rock record was, I was trying not to say Moving Pictures, right? So,
Yeah.
but I did like, I mean, Mario Bava is probably not, but there's a lot of great ones out there. It's just kind of like candy. It's hard to pick, like, it's a genre where, similar to Kung Fu films, there are some great ones. But if you ask me what my most recent favorite is, I'm going to say Kung Fu Zombie because I watched it the other day. But it's not much nutritional value. So I'll see y'all next week, and I love each and every one of you. I love one of you in the chat room more. But I hope that no one's jealous of how much I like Pabst.
All right, Mars.
All right,
see you
later,
next week.
dude.
So, MZ, I know you're a big fan of Giallo. And for me, I've seen the maybe the standards, but there's a lot I haven't seen. So, what the hell?
That's 2 months zero.
Oh, you and two?
All right.
So, what are some of yours, MZ?
Well, well, my all-time favorite is Deep Red from Dario Argento from 1975.
That's a good one.
That's a great one. I can't stop watching.
Oh, Bravando Rosso.
Yeah. Or any early Argento is essential watching.
Yeah.
Four Flies on Gray Velvet. Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Really throughout his whole the Cat of Nine Tails. The Animal Trilogy. My favorite, and I always say my favorite non-Argento Giallo is What Have You Done to Solange, which has a I Spit on Your Grave Camille Keaton in it, and that one's particularly nasty little Giallo. A lot of Fulci Giallo is really, really good. Like Lizard in a Woman's Skin, which I really, really enjoy. Let's see, Black Belly of the Tarantula, Seven Bloodstained Orchids. There's just a lot of really good ones out there that really don't get the attention that they deserve. Jeez. There's so many of them. Let me see. Let me just Google it, only because there's so many of them, and right now they're just not hitting my brain. So let me just Google these things here.
A lot of the 70s to 80s Argento would definitely fall into that. He had the Black Glove Killer, and so from Suspiria to Profondo Rosso, which you mentioned, to Tenebrae, to Phenomena, to even Opera, and even his earlier output with Bird with the Crystal Plumage and Four Flies on Grey Velvet. So he did have a run of a lot of Giallo there. And
another one that's really good would be Torso.
Torso, yeah.
Torso, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
Hatchet for Honeymoon, Lisa and the Devil, Black Sunday, Blood and Black Lace, of course. Just really great stuff.
Think OJ was a big Giallo fan?
Jesus.
The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward, Strip Nude for Your Killer. Just really good stuff in there.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff I just watched recently, maybe about 4 or 5 months ago on the Shudder app. So if you guys haven't checked out anything, any Giallo, there, it's Shudder's a good place to start. Spasmo is a good one. Just a lot of really great stuff. I can't express it enough. And it's, for the most part, it's a dead format, and but it's so stylized. It's so rich in color and in ambiance and style and really great performances all around. None of them are really hammy. They do have a lot of them really do have some hammy comedy bits involved, which might seem a little surprising, but it really like supposed to like ease you back, because back then they thought the terror was really, really suspenseful and really, really scary. So they thought these little minor comedy bits, which would be mostly character personality traits, I should say. For instance, like let's see. All right, like in I think it's Bird with the Crystal Plumage.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where they have no, it was Cat o' Nine Tails, where James Franciscus would have to meet this guy at in prison to get some information, and every time he got done talking to him, after the guy he was speaking to would stop saying a sentence, he would say "so long," and it's not majorly funny, but it's a little comedy bit that Argento threw in there just to ease the tension of what's going on, and so they just had this prisoner after every sentence say "so long." So the first time Franciscus hears this, he's thinking, "Oh, well, so long, see ya." So he's getting ready to take off. He's like, no, I always gotta say so long after every sentence. It's a tick of mine. I can't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's those little bits of comedy that, cheeseball comedy, I think, that they throw in. But and any tropes that you see that they use in the Giallo films from back then, you do see them in the film that we review tonight. So
yeah, and there may be some folks out there. I'm sure a lot of our listeners actually know like what Giallo is and sort of some of the history. But I figured I would, just in case there's some people out there that don't know, I would try to convey some information. And so Giallo, initially it's the Italian word for yellow.
Yep.
And the term is derived from a series of cheap paperback mystery novels with yellow covers that were popular in post-fascist Italy. So that's where the name Giallo comes from. because it was this style of story, and there were always these yellow paperbacks that you bought them in. So I think it's kind of an interesting sort of genesis of where that came from. And so it's, let's see, it is a 20th century Italian genre of literature and film, especially outside Italy. Giallo refers specifically to a particular Italian thriller horror genre that has mystery or detective elements and often contains slasher, crime fiction, psychological thriller, psychological horror, exploitation, sexploitation, and less frequently, supernatural horror elements.
Mm-hmm.
In Italy, the term generally denotes thrillers, typically of the crime fiction, mystery, and horror subgenre, regardless of country of origin. But in English-speaking countries, the term giallo often refers to the Italian film version of the genre, a particular style of Italian-produced murder mystery thriller horror that usually blends the atmosphere and suspense of thriller fiction with elements of horror fiction, such as slasher violence, and eroticism, similar to the French fantastique genre, and often involves a mysterious killer whose identity is not revealed until the final act of the film. The genre developed in the mid to late 60s, peaked in popularity during the 70s, and subsequently declined over the next few decades. Although some examples continue to be produced, it's been considered to be a predecessor to and significant influence on the American slasher film genre.
And one of the final words on this genre is a book that a guy that we've had on our show.
Oh, yeah.
Troy Howarth, who is a Giallo.
Wait, we had Troy on?
Yes, he worked with Mike Baronis on
that
Splinter.
I knew, yeah, but I don't remember having. We had Troy on the show.
I'm almost certain we did.
Oh, I feel like an asshole if we did. Okay, it must have been a while ago.
He's really good.
And he worked with Mike Baronis on the Splintered Visions.
Yep.
And we had Mike in the studio, and we had Troy on calling in. But he did a book. He wrote a book, and it's really the final word on it. It's a book called So Deadly, So Perverse, 50 Years of Italian Giallo Films. And it's still available. You can still pick it up. It's out there. So if you're seriously interested in the Giallo world, check it out.
I'm looking to see if we did.
I'm almost 100% certain that we did.
I don't think we did. I don't see his name. It doesn't show up in a search on the website, so we've never actually had him in the show notes. So unless we forgot to list him.
Well, I feel kind of a douche now.
Maybe we should have him. Yeah, I think you had him on your old show, didn't you? You used to do.
No.
Oh no. Okay, I thought you did.
That was. That was with someone else.
With Lewis.
That was with Lewis Paul. Yeah. But I could have sworn we had him on our show. I could have sworn we did.
I know. I remember Mike talked about him though.
Yeah.
So yeah, but if people want to dig a little bit deeper, they can go check that out. That sounds like definitely like a good resource to look into. It's called So Deadly, So Perverse.
So Deadly, So Perverse.
So deadly, so perverse.
So fine, so elated. 50 years of Italian Giallo films. You can find it in paperback or softback.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Look at that. 50 years of Italian Giallo. Volume 2. Is there?
Yeah, there's a volume 2 coming out. That's right. Yeah, he's been working on that, and he finally finished it. Yeah.
Wow. I want to look for where's volume 1? I don't see it. I just see volume 2. That's pretty cool though.
Well, I'm looking on eBay.
Oh, okay.
And they have it on eBay. So.
Yeah, you can only buy it used for $41.82. Ooh. Looks like a pretty good tome though. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Raven Shadow, I don't know how much history you have with the genre, but is there anything that comes to mind for you?
No, one was the Astron 6, kind
the
of
editor?
homage. The editor,
Oh,
yeah,
the editor.
yeah.
Who they did a fantastic job creating that Giallo style.
And I know, like I know. I'm sure back in the VHS days, renting stuff that would have been inspired by Giallos or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like would Dress to Kill be kind of like a
No.
No. I saw the poster.
Saw the poster.
Saw the poster. Brian De Palma did that, so he's seen Giallos.
Oh, he's whispering to him? You giving him some hints?
Get them in the molecule chamber. What are you saying?
What the fuck is going on?
Fucking it was good.
What?
Spasmo.
You mentioned that earlier.
No, it was good. No, it was good.
You've never seen Spasmo.
Yeah. The killer had black gloves.
It's not Orgasmo.
I saw that.
No, it's definitely
no Orgasmo. That's good. But yeah, no, Italians, invented that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They did.
They invented what?
Giallo.
I've been meaning to pick up.
They invented Yellow.
And I've been meaning to pick up the books, not to read because I'm not very good with my Italian, but just to keep,
to look at.
Yeah, to look at.
$81 to look at it.
Yeah, and so I don't know. Someday maybe I will, and I'll have to look into that volume 2 of Troy's book. See what's up with that.
See what's up with that motherfucking shit, right?
Goddamn right.
It's an excellent penis you have.
Jesus.
So, yeah, if any of you guys have any favorite Giallo films that haven't been mentioned, or even if we did mention them, or if they had an impact on you, you could always send us a message, and voice message, email, and we'll play it on a future episode. So, we don't have much else going on, guys. No voicemail this week as far as I can tell.
No voicemail, huh?
Let me just check. I haven't checked tweets in a while. Let me do that. Let me see if there's anything going on the Twitter machine.
Scope it out. You know what I watched last night?
What?
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta
Good
Compton.
movie.
Yeah,
real fucking good.
Real good movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny. I finished watching this, and then it was on afterwards, and it was kind of like at the probably halfway mark when the band kind of they started kind of feuding and shit. So I watched that towards the end, and they had the Easy View right after they re-aired it. So I kind of watched the next half an hour. So I pretty much saw it aside from 20 minutes or so, but it's really fucking good, and the actors are dead on. Ice Cube's son is fucking uncanny.
Yeah.
As Cube.
Yeah.
But no, I really dug it a lot.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Paul Giamatti is in it, and who is fantastic. I mean, that movie should have won a couple of awards. It really, Academy Awards. It really should have.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they got the fucking real Tupac in that too.
What was it, the hologram?
No, it was the fucking real dude. He's alive. All right, he was on set. I'm convinced now.
You convinced?
I'm convinced. I didn't believe it before, but no, Tupac's alive. That dude was great.
Tupac's alive, man. You heard it here.
What's that?
You heard it here.
That's true, yeah. No, it's fucking Tupac that was in the booth in that fucking movie. I'm convinced of it. Or it's his son.
Does he have a son?
Well, fucking sure he did. Probably a couple.
Well, maybe we'll end the episode soon, so everyone can go home and get ready to watch Dragged Across Concrete, get a little extra sleep because everyone's bitching about the fucking runtime.
Listen,
Aries is gonna hate it.
He fucking hates it.
He's probably gonna skip next week just because of the runtime.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Although he does like films over 90 minutes, but is there a limit?
There's no fucking thing that makes sense. He is out of control. He's a weird dude.
So are you.
That's fucking true. I'm all fucked up.
All right. So anything else you guys want to talk about before we say good night?
No.
Pretty
much done.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick goodbye because just the three of us.
Just the three of us.
You and I.
Yeah,
and
you.
I will ask though, Raven Shadow, how's the new wallet working out for you?
It's good, man. It's nice. It's a little weird though. It's a little difficult to open sometimes.
A little difficult to open.
Yeah, well,
it's too small.
Yeah, it's not as
all the cards don't fall out every time you open it.
It's very contained. It's nice. There is that extra flap though. Not as much an ass flap, but no, it's nice. I can wear it in my pocket. It doesn't hurt when I sit down.
That's good.
Well, that's because with your last wallet, you needed a rubber band to close it. If you didn't have it, it would already fly open.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what you're missing, that automation.
Yeah, I still got it. Might do that for next time we do a giveaway. That might end up in a prize pack for a lister.
Oh, my God. The wallet?
Yeah, we can all sign it.
Yeah, just what they need.
It does have a Trick or Treat Radio sticker on it. That's why I kept
It does, yeah.
Yeah. I was asked about,
That's about what?
Well, it's a little inside baseball, but
that's fine.
Where the sticker came from, but no, it's exciting. So I saved it. It will be in.
It came from someone who still owes us money.
That's fair. That's fair.
We did have. I did have a couple people reach out and ask about shirts.
Yeah. JB was talking about
shirts. Yeah, and they wanted to know if we were going to have shirts available for sale, and it would be nice to have them for the 12th, but it's getting pretty close to the 12th, and I don't think it's going to happen. I would like to get a kind of a cool design. You know, I don't think I want to do just the logo. That would be cool because we've never done it, but like I think I wouldn't mind getting an original design for it. You know,
Interesting.
So I don't know if there's any artists out there. I mean, I know we know some artists,
quite a bit.
Yeah. But if any artists are interested, we could work on something maybe.
Could it be a potential contest?
Well, I don't know about a contest.
Well, you can win my wallet.
I don't think anyone wants to win that.
Yeah,
Somebody wants the
you want
fucking
people to submit entries, not run for their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, it's like you're doing something because you want to do something. You get a little something on yourself for your side. You know what I mean?
A wallet. A used wallet.
Stretched out wallet.
A piece of Trick or Treat Radio history.
No, it's trash.
No. Yeah. It belongs in the garbage.
No, well, I'll probably get rid of it. I'm doing a lot of decluttering.
Right alongside Dynamo's hair.
No, I can't wait you guys to come over. I'm really made some progress.
Would you gonna invite us?
Well, I mean, not all of you, but I mean, not at the same time. Johnny, come over on a Friday.
You should watch that. Was it Marie Kondo
What's
on
that?
Netflix? Have you seen that, MZ?
What?
Marie Kondo.
Why does that sound familiar?
She's the woman who. Let me pull it up. That was like, she has a show on Netflix. What's the name?
No, I haven't.
Tidying Up with Marie Kondo. It was like everyone was raving about it like a month ago.
Really?
And she basically goes to people's houses and helps them like declutter and get rid of stuff, you know. And
You should go to your place.
my place?
Yeah.
I do have a lot of shit, but I have a small apartment and like enough to fit a fucking house. But so I guess I haven't seen it, so I can't really speak to it. But she is a Japanese organizing consultant, and I guess she has written books about organization, and she basically like has you give like praise to your things, like thank your shirts for their service.
Shit. One of those fucking things.
One of those fucking things.
No, we had a fucking mechanical drawing teacher.
I love when you get mad. I'm gonna fucking blah blah. Like you go all Italian.
One of those fucking things.
Full-blooded Italian over here.
Yeah, fucking shut up with your face. Shut up with your face. No, we had a fucking mechanical drawing teacher back in school days. And if you dropped your fucking T-square, you had to fucking apologize to it in front of the fucking class. So he fucking T-square shame you. Motherfucking gravity fucking fell over. I don't know. It's fucking stupid.
What the?
How much does that fucking cost an hour if you're a Japanese fucking closet consultant? Right? But $80 getting a fucking door. $80 before she fucking, sees a fucking doily.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
This is ridiculous.
That pisses me off. No, I'm sure she's very talented. I'm sorry. Aries is not here.
Everyone's going to fucking turn on you now because everyone loves her.
And she's very nice. She's a very nice lady.
You don't know that.
Well, people like her, right?
I guess so.
So she must be nice.
All right. Well, she must be.
No.
Well, what else would be nice is to get done before midnight.
Yeah.
So
Looks like we're going to do it.
Yeah, I think we're going to do it. So it was 11:47. I got nothing else. You guys got nothing else.
No.
Let's end this shit. So actually, that's good because me and MZ have a fantasy baseball draft on Sunday.
We do.
So gotta get prepared.
So I got that and a 2-hour and 40-minute movie to watch.
Yeah. Oh man, we got a busy week.
Yeah.
Better take Monday off.
I got Monday off.
Oh shit.
All right, MZ, say goodbye.
All right, arrivederci, douchebags.
Rave Channel.
Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
Aries, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Mars, remember, children, wherever you go, there you are. Or he'd probably say something different because he doesn't do catchphrases anymore.
Yeah, it's
or some
probably
shit.
like, I want to die.
Wow.
I fucking hate this world. I want to die.
I'm not dead yet.
All right, well, that is going to do it for episode... What episode was this? 347? 347. Holy shit. 347. We got some cool stuff coming up. 349 is...
Should let us in on it.
I told you. 349 is looking like it's going to be a team-up that hasn't happened in a while. And for 350, we have some potential... things going on. I'm still waiting to hear back from some folks, but 350, we're not going to do anything like super crazy. You know, we've had enough milestones at this point, right? 350 is fucking nothing.
Yeah, until 400.
Yeah, until 400. So we'll do some cool stuff maybe for 350. So, but nothing too crazy. But you know, obviously you guys are always welcome to send in your voice messages if you have something you want to talk about for episode 350. You know, you can start getting them in now if you want. Just make sure you let me know that it's for 350. But that is going to do it. So we appreciate you guys tuning in, everyone hanging out in the chat room, everyone who will listen to the podcast. We appreciate it. And we'll play the intro music. Got to do that. Yeah, let's do that. So that is it. So from all of us here at Castle Wolfenstein, we will see you guys next week.